I've set and ready to begin tonight's session, ladies and gents, one and all, to another fun-filled round of the PokePod World Podcast. Once again, my name is KG Prestige, and I welcome y'all to another round here with us for tonight, as we're going to be talking a lot about the latest things that we got for anime, for Pokemon, some stuff regarding movies, as well as just many other little topics in between. So, I hope y'all are ready to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, ladies and gents, because I believe it is going to be a good one. At least I like to hope that be the case. Anyway, I got with me a good buddy here alongside me for tonight. Would you like to introduce yourself, buddy?
Of course. Hi guys, it's Emmy. What's
Yeah.
up? Hope everyone's doing good.
Ah, no, it's all good. It's all good, buddy. Thankfully, you are here with me for tonight. And of course, our other buddies will be joining us along as well soon. And we got a couple of other cool things to talk about. I'm kind of a little sad that I forgot to set this up behind the scenes. Oops, I probably should have done this before we began, but I was busy watching movies, so yeah,
Okay.
oops. Oops, indeed. So yeah, can't really say much on that part other than, well, I guess it happened, so there you go. All right. Yeah, well, we'll see how it plays out. I don't know how it's gonna work in the stuff, but hopefully you guys will be able to see it all play out for yourself when the time comes. But anyway, a couple of things I want to show off as well. This was stuff that I mentioned before in the previous session that we had during the reaction night, which once again, everybody, thank you all so much for joining us during the reaction. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a good time with that one, with the Grookey episode. Of course, we'll go more extensive into details in regards to the Grookey episode when we get to that point. But other than that, though, there were some nice little things I also did introduce at the beginning, and I'm also going to be using this throughout the stream as well. Such as, for example, I have with me this awesome, cool little like emote button here that I wanted to show off as well. So let me go and show said thing off for y'all here tonight. So, for example, we got this cool ass icon over here where you could use the Twitch thing to follow me over on twitch.tv. So make sure to go and do said thing if you have yet to do so here on the platform. Of course, the other thing that I also want to talk about as well is the Twitter one, where you can also follow me over on Twitter as well, over at KG Prestige. Make sure to go and do that. Alongside that, we got like a couple, actually. I'm surprised with how many we got.
Yeah, they're so cool.
I know, I love them though. I really do love them. They're honestly some of my favorites. My personal one though has to be the one I'm about to show right now, which is basically if you guys subscribe to the channel, in case you guys haven't yet, you guys get access to some brand new emotes that we have. Well, not necessarily new, but it'll be new to you if you haven't subscribed before in the past. So make sure to go and subscribe if you would like to get access to some wonderful emotes. Of course, if you follow us here on Twitch, you gain access to 2 emotes that you can automatically use right here on the fly. So make sure to go and do that. And thank you, Donnie, as well, for using those said emotes. Much appreciated.
Look at all of them.
Yeah, look at all of them. Look at all. Like, thank you, Joker, as well. Y'all out there killing it in there, man. Loving it. Loving it. But most importantly, last thing I want to bring up as well before we continue on our shenanigans for the night, make sure to go and follow us over on YouTube at the PokePod World. Make sure to subscribe to that channel so you can catch up to all of the sessions that we've had for the PokePod World that you might have missed by any chance. We have all 135 sessions. Well, this one will be the 35th. So we'll have all sessions available for y'all in that channel, plus some separate clips of reviews, discussions, and many more things in between. So do follow that channel if you have yet to do so. Now, with that being said, let us get ourselves ready, ladies and gents, for tonight's shenanigans. We got a lot to go and cover, address, discuss, dissect, and I'm not really sure what else, but we'll get into that when we get into that. And,
yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So let's begin with something a little unfortunate to talk about, but it is something that I think we should address only because this person, I don't really know much of them. However, the project that they've given us is something iconic that people grew up with, whether you know it or not. How many of you guys out there are very familiar with a particular franchise called Tokyo Mew Mew? I hope maybe some of y'all in the chat might know. To others, it might have been one that you might have seen in like a cartoon platform back in the day. But it was just up there amongst the likes with like Sailor Moon, Pokemon, like very early eras. And the only reason why I bring up Tokyo Mew Mew is because of the fact that the artist behind it, Miya Ikuba, Ikumi, I apologize, has unfortunately passed away not too long ago on March 7th. And the artist behind the manga basically is no longer here present with us. So the only thing I can say on that is, of course, my thoughts and prayers go out to her family, to her loved ones, to everybody out there, and to, of course, thank her for having given us an iconic franchise that people have grown to love and got attached to. So, that's the most important thing. She left a legacy right there with the designs of Tokyo Mew Mew. You might not maybe remember it, but the moment you see a design, it'll instantly click on you. And there is one little positive kind of thing to note in regards to this, though. Unfortunately, while she is gone, she did have an opportunity to supervise the upcoming anime that will be premiering sometime in the future. So the new project was supervised by the artist. So that's going to be one interesting thing to note when the new series comes out sometime later in the distant future. I don't necessarily know when, but it is something to keep note. So yeah, that's going to be, I think, the last time we're going to be seeing Mia's influence in some form of format. So that's pretty much it right there. But I wanted to bring that up because I feel like that was a very important thing to talk about, especially because I grew up watching the franchise. So I wanted to see, at least for a moment, be discussed. So yeah, let's move on from that then and head on towards our second news of tonight. Now, I got to ask you, Emmy, how far are you with the, or I shouldn't say how far, but like, how well are you known with like Pixar films? Like, how do you know Pixar films very well?
I mean, I would say like I'm like mid for like Pixar because like I've seen like things, but like I don't like. It depends on what it is, Like I feel like I have seen most of them, but I could also be wrong at the same time.
And he's mid-tier, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, well, mid-tier for Pixar. I love Pixar though.
No, you don't. You mid-love it. That's a difference.
I mid-love it. I know.
Don't ever come up to me saying I love you. No, you mid-love me. There's a difference.
No, I mid-love you.
Yeah, so first of all, hi Tyrone. Welcome aboard, buddy.
Come back when you S-tier love Pixar.
Oh shit, that means you must have watched the latest film that had just dropped a couple of days ago, correct?
No, I didn't. I'm low tier.
You're mid-tier then, buddy.
Mid-tier. And you're judging me for
at least join Emmy right there. Be in the mid-tier.
At least I'm honest about it.
Join me in my tier. It's very lonely right now, so come and join me.
So yeah, we'll take an opportunity to go talk about the newest Pixar film in just a bit as well. But the only reason why I brought that up is, of course, a couple of days ago, released exclusively on Disney Plus, was a brand new Pixar film, which is interesting that it's actually being released in a app than a usual theatrical release. I've always been accustomed to that. So to see them be like, nah, it's going to be exclusively on the Disney Plus platform. And I'm like, okay, I guess. So tonight, ladies and gents, we're going to be taking a brief second to go and talk about one of the most interesting films to have come out and one of the most discussed films to talk about within the past couple of days. I'm talking about none other than Sonic Unleashed. So let's go right into it. I hate how good this shit looks.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say right now, Turning Red, the actual name of the film.
Yeah.
It is a very interesting direction for Pixar because it definitely takes a lot of new steps.
Can I make a comment based off a brief article I saw on this movie?
Sure. What was the article?
I think the people who made this article didn't know shit about the movie. They just knew like
God.
what the fuck they seen. Oh, they said that like they were trying to come at Pixar for promoting outward sexuality in this movie because May has the trailers tell you this, but she has the power to turn into the panda, right? So they're like,
Yeah.
make sure you don't go panda in front of people. Make sure you don't go panda all over the place. Make sure to hide your panda. Your panda is like, and everybody goes, yeah, we all know what panda means. And they're trying to make it seem like panda is like a code for like fucking, I guess. I like, and I'm like, and then she goes in like, apparently there's a scene in the movie where people like pay her to see her go panda, and like, so they're treating it as if it's like a prostitution thing. And they're like, and everybody keeps going, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no one thought that. I thought it was just some girl that turned into a panda due to some fucking curse.
Oh my God.
Like, I don't what? Because I guess the idea is that panda was supposed to be a euphemism for, giving it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
unleashing your wild side.
Yeah, so
Unleashing it.
yeah, so you're not supposed to go panda in public, and your panda is sacred and all of that. And I'm just like, what? I thought it was just like a silly movie about a girl that had a curse where she turned into a fucking animal. Like maybe I'm not reading hard enough into this, or someone's reading way too far into it.
Nah, this entire movie, if I was to tell you in all honesty, it basically, to summarize with one word, puberty. I think it's the best way to summarize this.
Yeah, I see the similarities. Yeah, I definitely see the similarities. The movie's called fucking Turning Red. Like,
yeah, I mean, that in itself should have kind of like, pointed some fingers at something.
I got it. I'm not stupid. But at the same time, I felt like the child part of that movie was supposed to be just her turning into a big ass, fluffy ass animal that would freak people out otherwise. I didn't think it'd be like a euphemism for like, you're giving up your precious virginity. No, I just thought the bitch turned into a panda. Maybe I'm simple. Maybe I'm a simple man with simple fucking views. But that's what I saw.
Didn't think big brain. You just thought Tyrone.
No, I thought logical brain. I thought there is a such thing as thinking too much. Like,
yeah,
definitely.
Trying to say that a panda is a euphemism for fucking sex was just odd to me. It didn't add up.
Yeah, listen, this film has received a lot of controversy, Tyrone. And it's only because of like things that you've mentioned here before with like that article. But it's also gotten to that point where parents have started to point at this film being like, oh, so the message of this film is that it's okay for kids to be disobedient to their parents when it's appropriate, right? Or some shit like that. And I'm like, ugh. People completely miss the whole message behind this film. And I'm like thinking to myself, and then some people are like, oh man, I can't relate to this film whatsoever. So you're telling me you relate to a film about a rat and about a talking car and about monsters, but you can't relate to a legitimate 13-year-old girl who's living her life.
She's trying to grow up in this world.
KG, me and the movie coming up with the blue hedgehog and the red echidna really click right now, okay? So I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up.
Well, we'll talk about that when we get to that. Don't worry. But I do have to bring some things up with this film, with the controversy. It is unfortunate to see it. Like, okay, allow me to at least give a brief review of the film. I won't really go into the spoilers behind it. But I do at least want to talk about the summary of the film. So, Turning Red, it tells the coming-of-age tale of Mei Lin Li, I think that's how you pronounce her name, a Chinese teenage girl living her best life in Toronto. One day, you never saw the film, did you?
Canada.
Yeah. No, I know it's set. Okay, some fun facts about this before you continue. So, yes, it is. It's set in Toronto, and also the main, I think the girl who directed this film is also from Toronto, and she's actually from Sheridan, which is like a college here for like animation and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, let's go Canada representation. Good job, Canada. Okay, anyway.
Yeah,
The 10%, eh?
So aside from that, for some odd reason, this film also happens to take place in a very specific year. I think they mentioned 2002. For what purpose that might be, I think it has something to do with the director saying that they're trying to incorporate her lifestyle that she grew up on in some way into this film without it being too obvious and whatnot. So, anywho, one day May discovers that the woman in her family have inherited a gift that transforms them into a giant red panda under, I guess, under stress or just under certain conditions, which is basically, as we talked about before, a metaphor for, yes, obviously, but other than that, for growing up. Now, visually, it is probably one of the most gorgeous looking Pixar films that we've seen to date in terms of
At
like
least until
color.
the next one comes out.
Yeah, at least until the next one. But
Yeah,
like,
true.
okay, allow me to rephrase it. I think the visual identity that this film has will definitely be something that'll stand out on its own 2 feet because it is really beautiful. Like the color choice that they chose for this film is really really beautiful, bro. Love the
Red.
background, the scenery. It's nothing but red, bro. When
It's
they
red. The whole movie's red the minute you turn it on.
Oh,
I can't
everything's
wait.
red.
I can't wait to watch the movie Red, and then you see the screen and it's actually blue, but the text says red on it.
The entire movie is the Kool-Aid man.
So yeah, it really has a beautiful, just a beautiful direction that they went for the art style in this film. Love the anime aesthetic that they also went to. You'll see the anime influence as well in this. In fact, if you watch the documentary of like how this film was made to be, you'll see a lot of various anime things in the background. Inuyasha, Pokemon, my neighbor Totoro as well. In fact, the funniest thing that I saw in there was
Are they
that
allowed to do that, by the way? Do they have to like fight some fucking thing or
I don't think so
No,
because
art
they're just
styles.
simply aesthetics. You know, they're
okay.
just,
Yeah.
they're props. They're not necessarily something that they're
It's
promoting.
the equivalent of when somebody drew Sonic in the Sonic movie.
Exactly. I don't think there's any real big issue on that part. But getting back at like the documentary at hand, fun little detail. Before this movie was called Turning Red, in the background you can actually see all the pre-names that would have been the film's title had it not been Turning Red. And one of them happened to be called My Neighbor Toronto, which I thought was cool. That shit killed me when I read that. I was like, bro.
I love that so much. Oh, that's beautiful.
It's so good. Well, like, really, like, if you guys are going to watch the film, I really highly recommend learning the behind the scenes of this, this in the making film, because you see a lot of the directors, they talk about their lifestyles and how things work when it comes to creating this film, especially because this was being made during the pandemic as well. So a lot of it had to be done indoors. You also learned that this entire film was done with an all-female cast in terms of like the big leads, like the director, the visual effects, all of that's all done by all-female group right there. And they even talk a little bit about sexuality as well. Like there's actually a lesbian couple that was also shown off in this, which isn't the big point, but it is just something worth noting that there is a lot of these like just heavy influences of just different cultures, different types of just love and care that went into this film. It's really nice, bro. So yeah, I really enjoyed what I saw with this documentary, and I hope people take the opportunity to take a look into it. Why does it matter though? It doesn't. It's just something nice to kind of note is basically how it is, you know? Because like we rarely get an opportunity, at least in the digital scene, to see such a full female lead, you know, to take on a film done by, well, Pixar. Pixar is very well known. Everybody knows what Pixar is. So to have an all-female cast.
Bugs Life.
You're telling me you can't relate to this 13-year-old girl, but you can relate to a bug? Okay.
Bug.
What's a bug?
Come on, man.
That's a bug.
I think the last Pixar film was Soul. Was it? And that also came out during the
I
pandemic,
liked
I
Soul.
think.
Yes.
That was a nice little
Oh,
movie.
Soul. It was so
Yeah.
good. It made
God,
me cry.
that ending hurt me, bro.
Pixar
That-
films.
I gotta get
know,
my
it
body
did too.
back. I gotta get my. I fucking died.
God, Jamie Foxx, what the hell are you doing here?
You gotta bring me back.
No, but like, yeah, Soul was a really good Pixar film, and this one I feel okay. Now to get to my overall thoughts on the film, the best way to describe this film in the nicest yet weirdest way possible is that this film is intentionally cringy. That's the best way I could describe this film.
Heard that a lot too.
Are you calling Canadians cringy, KG? Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're
Canadians are
I'm just kidding.
Listen, you can take it as an interpretation, but I'm just saying this film is intentionally cringy, but it benefits because of it. Because it's little girls, it's 13-year-olds who are just simply trying to live their lives. They're trying to go to a concert. They're trying to do all these things. Suddenly, out of nowhere, this girl gets the superpower to turn into a giant red panda, and she decides to use this panda power to get some money to buy the tickets to go to this band that's called Four Town, which doesn't make any goddamn sense because there's 5 people in the group, so why is it called Four Town?
I've seen this episode before. This sounds like a fucking TV show that I've already seen.
But like, it's so good. Like, I love what I saw. It's nothing groundbreaking. In fact, there will be moments in this film. I can especially guarantee, Tyrone, for you, I can guarantee you'll see one part in this film and you'll be like, oh, what the hell?
Laura Adventure just said, what if cringy middle schoolers had feelings?
Their feelings are cringe.
That's all they're made out of.
Oh man, but it's so good. Like, they captured a lot of it, man. Like, they captured every bit well. I'm pretty confident people back in the day would open up their notebooks and start drawing anime or manga scenes, or maybe they draw themselves as anime characters with boys or girls, you know, like doing things together and whatnot, and then ripping the paper out, or maybe having like a shrine under your bed or in like a closet and, you know, doing all those kind of doodles there. Bro, it is such a funny yet relatable film that I think a lot of people will maybe get attached to. I only say maybe because of what all the controversy happening. I feel like a lot of people are also going to be missing the message that's behind this film. But it is really adorable. It's very relatable to many, and it's a funny film that really had me cringing in a lot of parts. But it was like fun cringe. I do think, like, there is 2 types of cringe. There's the cringe that's done poorly, and then there's that cringe that you just admire. And that's what I feel Turning Red does, bro. Especially when you have a banging OST, bro. When you have a killer OST behind the scenes, it is so good. There's a reason why Sonic Unleashed is literally in the name of this goddamn poster for people. And if you listen to the OST, I told you this, Tyrone, in one of the past streams as well, one of the songs sounds straight up like Sonic CD. Take a listen to it if you haven't had the chance, Tyrone. It's probably still in the general chat if you haven't taken a listen to it. And you will guarantee hear some songs, like maybe Wacky Workbench styles of like Sonic CD music there. It is that good, bro. And then, of course, Four Town, the group, I'm pretty sure they were intentionally made to be funny and whatnot. But why the hell is your OST so good?
Parody.
Yeah, but it's so good. It's somehow so good.
Or in this generation, I know K-pop is the big shit as of right now.
And that's kind of what they are, which is so hilarious because this film takes place in 2002, but it's not based on them. It's based on the Backstreet Boys in a way. JP or US JP version, by the way, Sonic CD.
Yeah. Okay, so I do want to talk about something relating to this movie because I think Terrell talked about it at first in a separate talk that we had, where the trailers unfortunately didn't do this movie's justice at first. I agree with that. At first. Because, and I'm obviously going with this obviously blind. I don't know the movie in tow. But obviously the way they were they were very much selling the point that the main character here, May, I think is her name, right?
Yes.
They're selling the point that she is essentially not the average girl. She's a weird girl. You all know the weird girl, the one that was
The
into
weeb.
anime. Yeah, the weeb. Yeah, the one that's into anime, the one that's into video games, the Japanese culture, the otaku lifestyle, the gamer stuff. She's a nerd. She's essentially a nerd. That was her selling point, and she's got a group of girls that are weirdos. They're all weirdos. They got like little quirks. They do weird little things. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a chick that is either one, very loud, or two, says like one word or is very quiet. They've done this before. We've seen them. We've seen the odd group of girls, right? The ones that don't fit into the average crowd, because the average crowd girls are like makeup and dresses and hair and, you know, all of that. Whereas these girls are different. They follow their own rules and not the rules that society bends down on them, right? Fine. I think the problem is that it feels like, and you pointed out the movie was made in 2002, but it feels like this movie's trying to relate to an audience that at this point has become much more accepted now than back then. Back then, being a weeb and a nerd, that was a problem. In society, you had to kind of just hide that. You had to keep that on the down low. Nobody could really figure out that you liked fucking Pokemon at age like 16 or you know, all of that, because if they did, society would openly make fun of you. They would say you're a child. Even if you learned about anime culture and the fact that anime was obviously not for kids, there was anime meant for teens and even adults, society would mostly look at this as, oh, you're watching animated shows? Those are for kids. Those are cartoons, right? So but times have changed so much now to where it's widely accepted for both adults and children to be in this culture. So, like, I think, unfortunately, the trailer tried to sell a point that's kind of late.
Outdated,
but then obviously,
I guess.
Yeah, outdated. Yeah. But looking into the movie, obviously, the movie's trying to sell a different point. So the trailer kind of weirds you out as to which direction it's going, because I'm going to be honest, looking at the trailers alone, I wasn't really digging the movie. I thought it was like, oh, this will be a nice little thing for kids, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This will be a nice little, like, just Disney, Pixar, colorful, cute movie. But then after I thought about it, I'm like, okay, well, KG said he really likes it. I'm seeing very positive reviews, and I'm also hearing controversial statements. The movie must be selling something completely different than what the trailers were selling. The trailers probably wanted to hit that whole, like, look at this wacky, kooky girl. And I'm just like, we've seen this wacky, kooky girl before. If you even watch Owl House, there's a girl called Luce that's this wacky, kooky girl. Literally, in her first episode, her mom is like, don't you want to make friends? And she's like, I don't want to make friends, Mom. I want to do anime AMVs. I'm like, yeah, like, the nerd, the culture. And so, in my brain, I'm just like, we've been here, we've done this. And that's nothing against May. Or May? Is it May? May. Did I get it right? May.
Yes,
yeah.
May. Well, short for May, yeah.
Yeah, even Mabel in Gravity Falls. Thank you, Kuro. I think Mabel's a little, well, she's odd, I guess, so that still follows the pattern. So yeah, the advertisement that they were trying to sell, I think, is not in the same line as the message they were trying to give, which I should have known better. Disney Pixar has been very stapled on this, the movie has to have a deeper meaning than what actually is happening on screen thing, and they've been doing that for about 5-6 years probably, I think. I want to say after Inside Out, they've been really on that. So that's my take on what I haven't seen. I'm going to see the movie soon, maybe after the stream, maybe if I got time.
Yeah, it's a short film. I think it's like an hour and 40 or something.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. Really? And yeah, I've noticed that too. Movies weirdly feel shorter. I know Encanto was way too short for me.
Especially because of that.
Encanto was like 2 hours, wasn't it? Encanto was 2 hours, wasn't it?
No, Encanto was an hour and 30 minutes.
That's it? Oh, yeah, okay, that explains the ending.
And Encanto was an hour and 30. You want to know what it is? I think it's because the movies we've been watching that aren't Disney and Pixar, we've been watching shit like Avengers and Spider-Man and shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Literally lasting like 3 hours.
And there's a new one with the Batman.
Or in Eternal's case, forever. Eternals last forever.
We don't talk about Eternals.
Yeah, that movie.
Talk about that.
I don't care if you saw the credits. That movie's still going right now. It is. You just left the theater because you couldn't handle it. That's what happened. You, as a normal human being, you said fuck this and left. I don't blame you. But
I wish I did that.
but that movie still. But that movie. So we've been watching all these movies that are like 3 and 4 hours long. So when we come back to like Encanto and fucking Turner Red that are like an hour and 30 minutes and an hour and 45 minutes, it feels shorter. And don't even get me fucking started on Justice League, the edited version, the
Snyder cut.
The Snyder cut that's literally about the same length as half a work schedule. Damn, I gotta clock in. I gotta have a clock in and have a lunch break in order to watch Justice League. Fuck that.
But yeah, I can understand like with the film's premise and all. You know, the issue is that, yes, trailers are meant to be misleading and all, but sometimes the most important thing for a trailer is still important, at least to me anyway, is to capture what it is that they're trying to go for. There's always a theme. There's always something that will entice you to, like with Coco, for example, the film. You didn't know like how the story was going to end or wrap up and anything. However, you were interested in like the destination you were going to find yourself in this time around, which was in the Dia de los Muertos, in the, you know, the Day of the Dead, and in that world, and just seeing the inhabitants in that world and how they play such a pivotal role to the story and narrative of the series. But that you got from the trailers. This one, I honestly don't remember any of the trailers at all. I just remember more of the movie than the trailers. I don't even recall actually ever sitting down to look at a trailer for Turning Red, because I didn't feel like they did a really good job with like even promoting this film. I'm gonna be real with y'all, at least in terms of like the trailer side of things.
Yeah, like for me, like I saw the notification for like Disney Plus come up and be like, "Oh, Turning Red's on here," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll watch it." And then I watched the trailer yesterday because I was gonna watch it, but then I fell asleep. And then, even the trailer, like I agree with what Tyrone said too, where it's like, and what you said too, KG, where it's like it doesn't really do a good job at like advertising, I guess you could say, or making you like enticed to watch it. I'm still going to watch it, of course, because Canada support our people. Gotta, you know. But like I'm planning to watch this movie, of course. But I agree, like the marketing for it isn't the greatest. But I don't know if maybe it's because it was like on Disney Plus only, and I don't know if it's in theaters. I don't think so. Is it Disney Plus?
Some theaters.
Yeah, so that's a thing too, right? Because even Soul, I think that was strictly Disney Plus, wasn't it? Because that was like really like mid back, not even mid back.
Yeah. I just looked it up. It's in theaters too.
It's in one theater here in New York City.
What?
It's in selected theaters here.
It's like as if it's an anime release.
It's an anime movie. It's a fucking anime movie.
Mm-hmm.
It legit is, yeah. Yeah, just Canada heavy. I mean, I'm sure it's in here as well, but I didn't, like, I went to the movie theaters on the weekend, actually, because I saw Uncharted, but I didn't see anything. Like, in terms of, like, just advertisement for this movie, so, surprise. Come on, it's in Canada, you would think, right?
Unfortunately, the pandemic was what caused it.
Yeah.
I saw a commercial for this movie when I was watching another movie, but I don't remember what the movie... I think it was Spider-Man. I think I saw Spider-Man, and then the commercial for Turning Red came on.
You know, that might have been where I saw the trailer. Normally, I always see the trailers like on my phone before I see it on the big screen. The other way happened this time around. In fact, I only watched it in the theater. I never actually went back to look into it again. I was just like, oh, it's coming to Disney Plus. Well, I guess I don't really need to look that hard into it, because if it's going to be on the app I already have, I'll just look at it at another time. You know what I mean? If it's a film that I have to spend more money on to go watch, then maybe I would be more invested in watching the trailers itself. But like, yeah, I don't know. But overall, like I stated before, in terms of Turning Red, I don't want to get too hard into spoiler territory. Just other than it's a really cutesy film. I think the message they tried to go for was delivered, especially the ending. I thought the ending was cute. And also MVP to the dad. You won't understand what that means until you get, and I really do recommend, if you like the character, the dad character, do stick around after the credits. Just gonna say that right now, because most people don't know. I unintentionally left the credits on when I went to go use the restroom and then come back, and then me and my mother talked about the film after we finished watching it. and then out of nowhere a cutscene just played at the end, and I'm like, wait, what? And
You're like,
so and it was
"Is this
actually
Marvel?"
really cute. It's like, wait, what? This is a Marvel?
Marvel.
Yeah,
Abu.
so yeah, that's something to keep note if you have watched Turning Red, and he didn't stick around till the end. Also, like I stated before, the OST slapping, the visuals excellent. Bootylicious from Destiny's Child was also in
What
this
the
song as
fuck?
well. You won't understand the context behind it, but just know that it's used beautifully in one
No,
scene.
KG, I didn't even know you were gonna say that song was in the movie. I thought you were just rating the movie still. I thought you were like, this movie's amazing, great animation, bootylicious. Like, alright. I mean, he watched it. I didn't.
And listen, I ain't that much of a furry, okay? So if at all. But like I said, very cutesy film. But most importantly, once again, it is an intentionally cringy yet heartwarming family fun film that I think a lot of people will enjoy, especially if you kind of enjoy it in Kanto, because they kind of have similar beats with each other. But I will admit, I kind of go in Kanto over Turning Red, only because I think the message that they
Yes.
tried to say kind of was delivered a little bit better in Kanto film.
He
Although
likes
the
the
ending
movie
still
where the
sucked.
house ruined this girl's life.
Listen, man, I will never stop laughing over that one image you still showed me.
Yeah.
It ain't perfect. You heard that? It ain't perfect. All right, break it down, everybody. Let's
It wasn't even just that. I saw another picture where it said the real villain of the Encanto movie is Casita. Like, why didn't you just give her a door? I'm like, what was up with that shit?
Actually, yeah, we never got an answer to that, did we?
No, and we never will.
I know there are like theories and all that, but that's like for a topic for another day.
I just imagine that Dave Chappelle meme. Why? Because fuck them. That's why. Like,
Oh my god.
Oh man, but yeah. So in terms of a rating, I give it a nice 7.5 out of 10. Very cutesy. Would love to watch it again whenever I can, as well. It really is a fun film. I feel like I did miss out on certain things that might have been as references and whatnot, but for like the majority points that they wanted to bring up, I got the message. Even if it's not something that I can relate to, because I don't think turning red is something I can do. But yeah. Yeah, I can't turn into a red panda. I'm sorry. But it's still a cutesy film.
Emmy,
Looks at the fox
Emmy-
on the screen.
I was
Yes.
gonna say Emmy can. This is why she supports the
Can.
movie.
Yeah, you're Canadian. You have the
Exactly. I'm Canadian.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
you
in the
have
Right.
Canadians to power, man.
Canadian genes. It's like a mutant power.
Oh, good God.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Today is Pie Day, right? Happy
Pie
Pie
Day!
Day, everybody. Y'all have
Hi
your
day,
pizza?
guys.
It's St. Louis Day.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, happy St. Louis Day.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy
Hey,
St. Louis Day, buddy.
try my
What you
best.
do
I
to
was
celebrate
born-
your day today,
Yeah,
buddy?
Did you make us pie?
No. I try my best. I was born here that one time.
One time.
Right. I'm sorry. Like, because our area code is 314, it's the same as the day. So people go, I'll rep St. Louis. I'm just like, I'm just a victim of birth circumstance.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I
man.
was born here.
Today is also Satoshi Day in Japan. Yeah, cute, I guess.
Satoshi Day was in, I thought it was in May.
I thought that was in the
May.
13th.
I know, same.
Satoshi Day moves every fucking year. I swear to God. I think it was
Swear.
in April one time.
KG, did you
Swear
see
it was
Crony?
April 1st.
Oh, go on.
No, I thought it was at April 1st. I thought it was in May, like 14th.
I thought it
at some
related to
point it
when
was in
Ash started
June.
his. I thought it was related to when Ash started his journey.
No, I just think that's the
Same.
Annie
That's what
Poke
I thought, too.
anniversary. I don't know, buddy.
No. It's related to when the moon is at its waxing crescent, and
Oh my god.
and it has to line up perfectly with the date that Ash said that one quote. Man, I guess I was the frozen one from Pokemon movie 2000, and
Oh.
and then, and then that, I was done.
I was like, wait, where the hell was this? I was like,
Where is
oh,
this going?
Yeah,
that's why. That is why. Oh,
that's
man.
why. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro. Let me see. Satoshi-san. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, let's see. Satoshi-san San 3, To 10, Shi 4. So it's 314. May 22nd is the anniversary in English. October 10 in Japan. March 31st by What the fuck?
What the? So
What?
What? Oh, that
So
hurt my
confused.
brain. That hurt my brain. You want to, KG? You want to know what this looks like? This looks like those equations that show up in the meme with the lady, like the fucking.
Oh, yeah. She's like zoomed in, kind of questioning
Yeah.
what the hell she's looking at, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
What this is.
good God.
I'm gonna make that right now.
I kind of wanted the meme to be made and then like Ash Ketchum on the side. But he's
Oh my
like,
god.
but he's like opaque, so he's kind of there and kind of isn't.
Kinda isn't, yeah. Good God. But anyway, let's go and move on into our next topic, why don't we then, folks? Because I think it's going to be a fun one, especially for you, Tyron. I think you will probably get a good kick out of this one.
I know what you're going to talk about, and I'm a little mad at one of the things in the trailer, but I'll explain it later.
Okay, in fact, before we continue, Emmy, did you by any chance see the trailer for Sonic 2?
Or
Panic.
no, I have it. Oh,
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, we get a reaction.
We can do a reaction
Oh,
to it. Yeah,
reaction.
theoretically, we can do a reaction to
Emmy, how
it.
the hell did you not
Yeah.
see it?
I've been so busy, okay? I've had no time to do anything, okay? I can't even check notifications, all right? You know what I did when I got home? I got home, I ate dinner, and
You
then
wake
I
up.
came to the pod.
You wake up, you contemplate whether you want to clock in today or not. That's what you're supposed to do. You check your
Yeah.
phone to buy for unnecessary time, and you'll see the fucking trailer. That's what I did. That's how I saw
Oh
it.
my god.
You're supposed to. And then by the time you get done looking at the trailer, you're supposed to look and go, "Damn, I'm gonna be late for work." Like that's what you're supposed to do.
I've seen this
No,
trailer
I must learn from
5
you.
times. Oh shit,
Damn.
I'm late for work.
I woke up 30 minutes before I'm supposed to, and I'm still almost late. What the fuck?
Damn, bro, what the hell do you do? All right,
Damn, now
so
look at me leaving to work at 8:10 to get there by 8 o'clock.
shit.
It's like, when were you supposed to get there? Yesterday? Like, it's just...
Yesterday.
So you know what, Emmy and chat.
Let's
Let's
do it.
react to it. Actually, you know
Let's
what? And then
Yeah,
we'll
let's go.
segue into
get it.
discussing this as well. So I'll have it here on
Right.
screen for you guys, so you guys check it out for yourself
I'm
here in the call.
Oh
excited.
my god.
And to everybody else, let's go
I'm so
and
excited.
All right.
let's go and transition over to the
I kind
other.
of wanted KG to play the joke one, but no, this was funny.
Oh shit, I should have, right? Anyway, let's go
should've.
take a look at the other one then, why don't we? And transition away. Now then, let's go and take a second to talk about this trailer. Explosions included, ladies and
You got
gents.
the filter on, right?
A transition, though. Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
That's so
yeah, yeah.
nice.
Do I have the filter on? Don't worry, I have the filter on. The
Good, I don't
MCA
want you
stream,
to get
there's no
fucking-
bad music, so it's all good, buddy. So yeah, we got the trailer going on right here. You guys all ready to begin?
Yes.
All right, then everybody, let's go have some fun to this trailer.
Turn up. We can't hear it.
Okay. There we go.
These rings
All right, cool.
signify the commitment.
That's funny.
Was that the wedding ring by any chance?
So funny. As soon as they said rings, I'm like, yeah, this is where you're going with this, aren't you?
Just hope we're not.
Tails! I'm so happy Tails is here!
Oh, there's
Oh,
two
Lord,
of
there's
them
two
now.
of them. Oh Lord!
Woo!
Oh my god.
Discovered the source of ultimate power.
We need to get it back.
Did so well in the first film, so I'm excited.
Yeah, for real. This film's, at least this trailer is super bonkers. I love it.
Space.
Ah.
I
Well.
Woo! Also, that stash is rocking, bro. Just saying.
Say goodbye to humanity.
Oh shit.
Master
Oh my God.
Master Emerald suit Eggman.
Magneto? Like, Jesus.
Magneto
God.
Eggman.
Bad time to say this, but I don't actually have a plan.
Hey, isn't that the thing for the first film?
No, Tails! No! Oh my gosh, no, don't hurt Tails, please.
Let's turn up the heat.
Oh, dude. That's sick.
I love this cinematic. Like, this film has
Whoa,
no
that's
right
so
to have so many beautiful cinematic
it's
shots.
Ice Cap Zone.
And Knuckles is doing it too.
Love Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games. Oh my god, that's so cool.
It's not helping.
Woo! Jeez.
Ooh.
Look at this composition shot though, bro. So good.
Dude.
Untrained.
Sonic Frontiers doesn't look like this. I want my money back.
You forgot
Damn.
one. Unstoppable.
That's a really good line though. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm in the PS4.
Hold on.
The mood.
Bad at punching.
And there you go. Also, most important, tickets available
Get your
now.
tits. Get
Yeah,
the
there you
tits.
go, chat. Tickets available for you guys
You better
right
buy
now.
your tits.
Oh
excited.
God, I love this goddamn trailer, bro. It's so good. So good.
I mean, and I'll healthfully admit that in the first movie to me was, it wasn't like, oh my god, it's so good. It was okay. I think the best part was the fact that they did a video game movie, right? Because that shit's hard to do.
Yeah.
And that was also coming off of the fact that we got Detective Pikachu, which was a decent Pokemon like movie. So we got two good video game movies that year, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, because the first movie is literally, it's a cop buddy movie. It's a buddy movie between Sonic and the cop. That's pretty much the plot. It's nothing too crazy, but I think now that they've gotten their feet wet and they know what works, they're adding more video game shit. I mean, hell, look at this fucking poster. Like,
It is
look
a
at this
straight up
poster.
homage to the goddamn US poster or cover of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the game.
Yeah, but you can even see Knuckles in the mirror of the two.
Which is a reference to, in a way, to the 3 of Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yeah.
It's such a beautifully, like, listen, if this poster isn't available to purchase, bro, I'm gonna be so sad. I'm just gonna say.
Look how pretty this looks.
It's
Well,
such
okay,
a,
Pantomime. Pikachu came out in 2019. Sonic came out in 2020, but they were so close to each other, it was barely.
I was gonna
noticeable.
say.
I think it was
Listen-
supposed to come out in 2019, but they
Yeah.
delayed it because
They
obvious
delayed
reasons.
it. Yeah, and that's another thing I want to point out. Remember, this all started when the Gangsta's Paradise trailer happened, and Sonic looked fucking horrendous. Now
Yeah.
look at him. I mean, other than the fact that his arms are blue furred, which that isn't a big deal to me. I just noticed it's a thing. I was like, in my brain, I'm like, why though? Why are his arms blue? Whatever. Who cares? Like, I'm not gonna freak out about it, but
I just
other
think
than that-
naturally it looks better because
yeah,
like
I think it just looks better cinematically.
Yeah, I think so
probably.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, to get it mention those in the chat in regards, do I watch the first film? And yeah, honestly, after all the hard work they did to fix Sonic's design and everything, the first film holds pretty okay. It's nothing groundbreaking or
Yeah.
like exhilarating.
Yeah.
It just shows that they can do it.
Yeah, you know what it is? Sonic the Movie 1 needs to exist for this to come through.
Fun.
It sits you comfortably into Sonic 2.
Yeah, this Sonic 1 is necessary to get into Sonic 2 because the events that tie in to the first film is, of course, that's just how any film works. But really, you should watch Sonic 1. I think for the amazing things that they done to make this design come into a reality, get it working, and then following up with the sequel with this insane level of promotion as well, bro. Like
Also,
all of the
Mornox-
advertisements and everything is so good.
Also, Mornox, you have to watch the first one to watch this one.
Please watch it.
The second one definitely looks good. And if you're a Sonic fan, you'll kind of like understand it. But without the first film to give you like context of those, I'll say the movie exclusive characters, mostly relegated to the humans, and some of Dr. Eggman. You need them as like a grounding to help you understand 2's world a little bit better. It is a sequel in the very word of it. It is a sequel in the very sense. It continues what happened from 1.
It once again, as stated before, it's so good. I
It is.
can't deny.
Also, Tails looks really damn good in this movie.
I
Like,
know.
He looks
holy
good in
shit.
this movie and in this poster shot, bro.
Yeah.
He's confidently side by side with Sonic. Normally, they always kind of make Tails be this kind of character. He's always shy in the background, you know.
Background.
Yeah, but like in this film, I feel like they really captured as a sidekick to Sonic Tails. And I think I'm very happy with that overall. It just makes me glad to know.
They say video game movies are getting good treatment. It's Mortal Kombat that came out. Good.
And then,
Talk
of
about
course,
that.
Uncharted. I mean, do we need to speak about that one too?
I didn't watch Uncharted, so I
I
don't
like
know.
Uncharted, actually. It was actually
Really?
accurate.
No, you
apparently,
like
to the-
Tom Holland.
Yeah, you like Tom Holland,
Yeah,
bro.
you like Tom Holland. That's what
But
it
it
is.
was but it was good though. It was like actually like it's nothing groundbreaking, but it was good.
Listen to
Liked
me.
it.
You liked Tom Holland because he's sexy, okay? Anyway, moving on.
I'm not gonna win this battle, aren't I?
There's no,
I'm not gonna-
there is no good movie in the walls in the end.
Uh,
Oh, man.
fine,
Well,
I'll
yeah,
take
the
that L.
reason is I heard about Uncharted, like the trailer, and then after the movie came, I didn't even know the movie came out. I thought it was still coming out. That's how bad it got. Long story short, if I don't hear about a movie after it came out, it kind of means it didn't do that great because I didn't even know it came out yet.
And the promotion for it was really bad as well. I'll give it that. I think, like,
that's what
honestly,
it was.
because like of the pandemic as well. Like, I think movies have just,
Yeah.
unless you're Spider-Man, have not been like advertised the greatest. Just because, well, I mean,
Right.
like, realistically, are people like feeling safe enough to like go to movie theaters? You know, unless you're Spider-Man. That's like the only thing that's like,
Yeah.
no, everyone will go for that.
Well, yeah, Spider-Man was gonna stand the test of time. I knew that.
By the way,
I
most people don't
recommend
know this,
watching it.
but they accidentally leaked the 4K version of that film.
Tomorrow.
I just want to say the movie
Yeah.
looks gorgeous. Just saying.
No, I'm gonna buy it. It's out
Oh
tomorrow.
no, I'm
apparently.
buying it.
It's
I'm just
released.
saying I decided to watch it early. Is all. Let's just say I got exclusive access to it. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
I highly recommend watching Uncharted. It's actually pretty good. I'm not from a Tom Holland fan standpoint, but like plot-wise, it was good. And it's and I watched it with my cousin who played like the games, and she said it was very accurate. So take that as well. So it's
Okay.
not just for Tom Holland. Okay, great, thanks.
Right, you can give Tom Holland your $20 for saying that.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. We'll not look. Don't worry.
Okay.
You'll be fine. But what else is it to say about Sonic 2? I guess it's just I'm so happy, bro. This is
It's
such a
close. I'm glad we got like a couple of weeks till the movie comes
I'm
out.
so excited, man. I already got my ticket for it. Can't wait to watch it with the crew. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be an absolute blast. Because, I mean, it's such a good-looking film. They, like I stated before, they needed Sonic 1 to work so that Sonic 2 could be... Like, you know, this might sound stupid, but this is the Shrek 2 to Shrek 1 kind of
Oh
situation.
my god.
Where it really feels like we might be looking ourselves into the perfect sequel for a video game film.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best or greatest film of all time, but in terms of like a video game film, I think this one did good.
Because
Or
it's
looking
hard.
good.
I mean, it's hard to make a video game. It's hard to make a movie about a video game because a video game is made specifically to get players to stay for a long amount of time to experience that game. And it's kind of hard to do that when a movie's relegated to about an hour and a half, maybe 3 hours at best. Like,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, you can make the movie longer, but then at that point, newcomers who haven't played the game will just feel like this drags.
Unfortunately,
But
you bring the truth
yeah.
on that.
The problem is, if you make it shorter, then people who play the games who watch the movie are gonna go, well, they didn't use all the content. It's kind of the Harry Potter situation in a way, where because the books are so long, the movie had to like make compromises. Although I will say, thank the director studied the books well enough to at least put the amount of stuff necessary into it. And then once they figured out that people were liking these movies, they made the movies lengthier to sort of keep up with the books. They don't match them point for point, But to the very least, they capture enough of it to let the audience know what's happening and give them context so that even if you're a newcomer or an old-time reader of the books, you know at least what the hell's going on. They hit all the bullet points at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could agree to that, yeah. But any thoughts, I guess, Tyrone? You know what? Let me pass that on to you. You have any thoughts you would like to share for Sonic 2? Just the trailer in general? Anything more to
I
add
want to say I really like... I don't know, obviously, who's all behind the scenes of making the movie. The directors, the storyboard writers. I don't know them. But I want to say they've done a really good job of adapting what works and what doesn't. Yeah, we bullied them the hell out of a fucking Sonic design. But... we did that for their safety. Let's be honest. Would you have wanted the old Sonic? No.
Absolutely not. That was nightmare fuel. That was absolutely nightmare fuel.
Yeah. Mornant, you're a Sonic expert on Sonic games, usually are pointless when they started off from the beginning. Now Sonic games are telling stories that are usually hit and miss. Am I wrong? Okay, so basically, like, yeah, that's another thing. It's hard to really do video game movies because some video games don't have a plot that's movie worthy. Like, if you play the first 3 Sonic games, well, maybe not the third one, but if you play Sonic 1 and 2, the plots are the same. It's stop Robotnik. Stop Robotnik and get 6 jewels. Sonic 2's is stop Robotnik and get 7 jewels. Oh, and there's a fox with you this time too. Like, how do you make a movie out of that? Like, how do you make a movie out of it? Like, in theory, you could think up something. You could definitely be creative. And if you're good at literature, then definitely you'll find a way to make a story, a narrative out of it. But they're so bare bones, you'll have to, like, go out of your way. But if you go too far out of your way, then the problem becomes, oh, then Sonic's out of character, or Tails is out of character, or this is out of character, or this doesn't match up with what happened. And, like, so there's a very fine line. And I think from what we got of Sonic 1 and what we're getting from Sonic 2, I think they're doing a decent job of creating a world that makes relative sense while still keeping everything sort of in a comfortable zone. My one downside about that trailer, and, like, I get it, every trailer's got to have its little jokes in order to appeal to the audience, to get them to want to see it because of comedy. They didn't use that Winter Soldier joke in the trailer. I kind of wanted to see that in the movie. I kind of wanted the movie to give me that joke.
Oh, you actually like that one, though?
I like the joke, yeah, but I just wanted them to keep that. Well, because one, when people go to the movie theaters to watch stuff, most people have seen, like, The Avengers. The Avengers is a widely popular movie, so more than likely they've seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or, like, they've seen Captain America and the Winter Soldier. They've seen this. So if Sonic had said that in movie and not in trailer, I would have been like, ha! Funny. But here, they said it, and I was like, that's funny. But now I'm not going to be able to enjoy it as much when I see it in the movie, because I saw that joke already. I'm like, no, I want... So, Pantomime, to give you context, we just watched the trailer. Sonic is, like, skating down the slope, the snowy slopes, on one of Eggman's broken machines, and he's using it as a snowboard. And Knuckles chases after him. And since they're in a snowy area, Sonic looks back and looks at Knuckles and goes, "Oh, great, the Winter Soldier." It's a joke. He's a warrior, and he's in a snowy area. Winter Soldier. That's the joke. The problem is, I wish they had saved that for the movie. That would have been a good movie joke. They already used their, like, "Did you get that from Oprah" joke. I think that joke is a trailer joke. But that movie joke would have been nice in the movie, but hey, that's nitpicking. I think I think the movie's gonna be good. From what we see from the storyboard writers and the trailers and everything, it looks like they're doing a really good job of studying their sources and figuring out what works and what doesn't. Does it follow Sonic's origins to a T? Absolutely the fuck not. But then again, you're talking about Sonic, who's had like 7 different origins. 14 if you read the goddamn Archie comics. Which I don't. Don't ask me about the Archie comics. I don't
okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a comic book. I'm not a Sonic comic book reader. I play the games, guys. But, I mean, yeah, if you looked at the 3D Sonic games, if you looked at the 2D Sonic games, if you looked at the cartoon, if you looked at Sonic X, Sonic has had so many different continuities at this point. This kind of fits. And I think this is the only time it could have fit. I don't think this movie would have worked out as well if they made it back in, like, early 2000s or the 90s. just simply because, well, one, Sonic would have looked fuck all ugly, and two, and two, Sonic was just getting his feet wet with the narrative that he was creating. Sonic didn't really create much of a narrative until Sonic 3K came out with Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and even then the storytelling was reduced to pantomimes because the story wasn't that deep. Big evil Eggman tricks Echidna to go take Chaos Emeralds from Sonic, and while he goes to do that, he goes to take the big giant Master Emerald and the Super Emeralds. Sonic and Tails have to go stop him. Sonic and Tails go to stop him, and then they fight Red Echidna. Red Echidna realizes he was tricked, helps Sonic and Tails fight Robotnik and his machines. Defeat Robotnik. Like, it's not that deep of a story. It's just back then in video games, that was enough to pull people in because it was a video game story in the 90s. Very rare video games had stories. Mario was the most deep story we had at that time if it wasn't the Earthbound series or Final Fantasy or some shit. If it wasn't an RPG, it wasn't deep. It was Plumber Save Peach. Plumber Save Peach from Big Dragon Dinosaur. Yeah, Plumber Save Peach from Big Dragon Dinosaur. That was the plot. What was the plot to the second one? Plumber Save Bitch from... bitch. Nice. Plumber Save Peach from Big Giant Dragon Dinosaur, only this time the levels are harder. Like, that was Super Mario World. Plumber and his brother save Peach from Big Dragon Dinosaur, and they also save green dinosaurs in the process. Like, that's the plot. Yeah, that's the plot. So we never really, we never developed enough lore to, make a movie out of it. But here, it's very clear they're taking what works, they're taking the resources, and they're using what works to their advantage. So I think it's going to be a good movie because this looks like a team that actually knows Sonic well enough to make them work, and they find the things that are funny. Hell, the moment I saw the guy do the joke with the Sonic meme with the paper drawing, I was like, okay, this is fine. This franchise is fine. They've done well with the movie now. I love the fact that they made that joke because it shows that they looked at the Sonic community. I'm not sure what else they've seen in the Sonic community, Jesus fucking Christ. But hopefully they use the positive things that work. I'm a little disappointed we haven't seen Amy yet, but I guarantee you she may wind up being an after credits thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
She's gonna be an after
Tails.
Yeah, it's gonna be. They wanted to put Tails in because he's the number 2 guy, and they want to have him spotlight to the number 2. And Knuckles is a popular character, so they need their primaries. They're 3. Amy is a 4th. She is a very obvious 4th character, which means she's gonna belong in the 3 movie where they got to do the thing where she's a girl, so they're gonna play some modern pop music, they're gonna play some modern pop music or some shit. Like, I can't think of any modern pop songs right now, but they're gonna play some modern pop song. Like, I don't know about you, bitch, I feel 22 or something.
Me too.
Yeah, they're gonna play some girl song, some very poppy girl song during her debut. And I don't know if they're gonna make her go the I like Sonic phase, or they're gonna make her the girl that Sonic likes phase. For movies, they might make Sonic like her. Or they might make her the strong, independent girl that can fight well and don't need no man. Fucking hate that trope. Because the thing about Amy I like the most is that the fact that Amy is a strong character. She's gotten stronger in the games, but she's still submissive to Sonic. Like, she still acquiesces to Sonic. She's still encouraged by Sonic. She's still driven by Sonic. Sonic is her drive to make her better. That works.
Tara?
And that narrative. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I have to be back in a couple of minutes, so I hope you guys can take it. Yeah. A couple minutes, so I will be back soon. No worries.
Hurry up, Kakarot. Hurry up,
Kakarot. Take care of something, so I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay, so we can keep talking about... Yeah, we can keep talking about Sonic then, Emmy. So... Essentially, I hope they don't turn it into that. I'm sorry. Don't get Megan Thee Stallion and Amy. Yep.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, they'll play some fucking Cardi B song or some shit. Like they'll, I don't know. They'll be like this wet ass
K-pop. They'll just play a medley. She'll just have a whole section of just
with this wet ass hammer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't like. It's not that I have anything strongly against the strong, independent woman character. I think one, it's just been overdone, and 2, it's I've heard from even females, it's not a good representation.
It's not.
It's just not
You
a
know
good.
why?
Why?
It's like the whole thing of like, well, it's not a good like representation. I agree with that personally.
Yeah.
Just because it's like as humans, right? You develop through other people, right? Like other people come into your life and they help you grow, right? It's not like,
Yeah.
oh, I can grow on my own. It's fine. I don't need no person. It's like, no, it realistically it doesn't work like that, right?
What it
And
does
doesn't
is
matter
that
who comes.
What
Yeah.
it does is that it hinders growth. It hinders
Exactly.
growth because it's like what you have to do now is that you have to make this character justifiably strong for nothing more than the sake of if she shows any sign of weakness, then automatically she's not good enough. She's like being submissive or not even submissive, being like a team player or cooperative or acquiescing to somebody else doesn't make you weak. It just means that you're cooperative. But when they make the strong, independent woman character that don't need no man, it unfortunately makes them seem like they're so aloof that they're disconnected from the audience at that point. I've heard so many females go like this girl's a strong, independent woman, but like she was kind of boring. Yeah, she's boring because she can't go,
thing too.
because she can't go backwards. Why do you think Marvel's Miss Marvel, or what was it, Miss Marvel? Captain Marvel? Captain Marvel, thank you. Why do you think Captain Marvel didn't sell that well? It didn't do that well because the character unfortunately had to play that role. She had to play this strong, non-needing woman that won't back down. And I'm like,
Here's the thing.
When you have a character, you need that character to have some form of weakness or fall so that when they rise back up, you feel for that character. You're connected to that character. And it's kind of hard to do that when this is the baddest bitch on the fucking block.
Here's the thing for like Captain Marvel too. Like I didn't watch Captain Marvel, but like when I heard about the movie, the most I was hearing about the movie was the cat in that movie. Yeah. And then I watched Endgame as well, and I saw Captain Marvel, and I'm just like, I don't like her. It's the same thing. You give off that aura, I guess you could say, or just you give off that vibe that is just like, I'm too good for everyone here. I can just do things on my own. Thank you very much. And I'm just like, why you like this though? Like, why are you so mad?
I'm gonna tackle both because Rad Ambassador said, "What's the line between mentorship and dependency?" And then he also asked, "I hate old Amy feels like she's addicted." No, but that's the thing though. That's why it worked so well. The Amy that appears in Sonic CD was very like hooked onto Sonic. She was in love. She's 12 years old. First of all, that's her canonical age. She was in love. She was just like teenage love almost. Like it's puppy love. Like it's a crush. But then look at her later in later games. She gets stronger. She becomes stronger. She gets strong, but she still loves Sonic. She still likes Sonic. She still admires Sonic. It's that level of admiration that got her to become as strong as she was. That's the line. The line is not the fact that she's dependent on Sonic. It's her dependency on Sonic that's made her get gradually stronger to the point where she can fight for herself. In Sonic Adventure 1, she even states it. I gotta learn to fight on my own. I gotta learn to stand up for myself and be respected. She does that in Sonic Adventure 1. And then later gets better in Sonic Heroes where she literally is the leader of a team. Like, that's the character growth. That's what we're talking about. And yes, I know Captain Marvel made $1 billion in the theaters. It's still when you put her up against the Avengers and all the other and the Iron Man movies and the Spider-Man movies, there's no contest. They beat her ass. So at this point, we're just comparing small stacks of money with small stacks of billions of dollars to large stacks of billions of dollars. So I stand by what I said. Yes, she made a lot of money because we have Marvel supporters. No, she didn't make as much as the ones that are hardcore Marvel supporters for the Spider-Man movies, for the Iron Man movies, for the Avenger movies. So I still stick by what I said. I think the problem is like, go ahead, Amy, go.
Oh no, I was gonna say too, like going back to your like Amy comment as well, being like dependent. I think the problem is that we've taken like the standard of just like associating love with weakness. Right. And that especially goes for female characters as well, is that like we've just associated that because we see like, oh, it's just a typical trope of like, oh, this girl is falling in love with this guy and therefore her reason of existing is because of this guy. And it's like, no, it's not like that. There are some things, don't get me wrong, there are some products of media that are like that. And that I don't think is right because then that just demeans the character as a whole.
Right.
But it can be done right. That's the thing. And I think just erasing that narrative isn't a way to solve it. It's just a
Right.
way of doing things correctly. I think it's the execution that's what matters the most, right?
And even on that flip side, if a woman does like a male character and she gets better for him and she's with him and she relies on him, that makes her happy. Who are we to deny that female character the right to be happy if that's the life they chose? Like, I don't want to get too political, but I've always felt that, like, I've always looked at the word feminism and I've always felt it as a means of choice. That's what its original term was supposed to be. Its original term was choice. The ability to choose how your life is. Not the ability to state that, oh, I'm this and thus I should be treated like this. No, absolutely not. The entire message was supposed to be choice. Anytime we fight for something, it's usually for the freedom to do it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, to me, it bugs me. Even in the Avengers movie when we saw in, like, not Civil War, the other one, Infinity War. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, not
Endgame?
Endgame, thank you. God, there's so many now. There's so many now.
Yeah.
So, in Endgame, when they had all those girls pile up together and do that little photo shoot of all of them together, I didn't.
That felt unnatural. Like, even like some of my friends and I were talking and we were just like, why did they all end up in one place? Like, it's cool, don't get me wrong, like female empowerment, that's wonderful, but I would have enjoyed it seeing just everyone fight together.
That's the
like,
point.
let's just separate everyone. I'm just like, but why though? Like, what's
Which is
the point of
sad,
that?
because Infinity War, the movie that came before it, did a better job of doing it. They had a moment where all the chicks were fighting against each other, but the chicks were fighting each other on an even ground. Like they didn't have to like prop them all up against the picture and go, oh, look at all these girls, they're together, they strong. Like, it just felt unnatural. Thank you. It felt forced, pantomime. It felt forced.
Also gonna comment on some things that Chad has also been saying too, like for Captain Marvel. Like, I know for WandaVision as well, like her character was also brought up to in the form of Monica because she's in another universe Captain Marvel, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
But I'm right? Okay, great. So that, like, for me, that I would say that was Captain Marvel, like in my eyes. Just because you see her development, you see her growth through, like, of course she didn't have that many like scenes and stuff, just because I guess like the show was also filmed like in the midst of the pandemic. They didn't have time to do a lot of character development. But from what we saw was enough for me to be like, I want to see more of her. And if she's actually the Captain Marvel, like in terms of like movies and stuff, I would love for her to get a movie, just because you see that growth, you see the struggle in her character, you see that she wants to get better, and you see that you just see the development, you see the growth, right? The problem with starting with such a strong character is that there's nowhere to grow, there's no way to go, and it's either you take them so low where it's just they're back to being a basic character and then you build them up again to the point where it's like, what's the point? Or you just keep them as strong as ever and you just see them continue to be strong. But where's the fun in that? You know, I think people like to watch underdog movies, if anything, right? At least I do.
Yeah. Reeling it back to Sonic, I hope they do find a way to. Amy's character is going to be hard. Amy's character is probably going to be the hard. That's probably why they didn't bring her up yet. Because Amy's character is probably going to be the hardest to do, just in general, just because the handling of female characters has been very back and forth. A lot. Like, I like, even in video games, they've been doing this a lot, where they've had to like portray a female character. And I don't remember portraying a female character as being such a daunting task and back then. But nowadays it feels like it's this tussle. And I'm trying to figure out, why is that? Why is it that it's very hard to introduce it while trying to avoid pitfalls, like we saw even in Encanto with Luisa? Like, there's so many back and forths about Luisa too, where she's a strong girl. There was controversy on whether or not they wanted her to become muscular like that.
Oh yeah.
But obviously some people don't like the fact that why she's super strong physically, mentally she's weak, because literally in her song Under the Surface, you can hear that. But they misinterpret it. There's so much back and forth, and I'm trying to figure out exactly why or what's happened over the past few years that's made it so that portraying a proper female character has been a tightrope act.
I think I had to guess, I think it's because there's been I can't give examples unfortunately, but I can just imagine to the reason why is because there's been so many female characters that have been handled so poorly, to the point where it's just like it feels like a slap in the face to like I guess like women, you know? But so like people just want it done properly. But the problem is we've become so convoluted on what properly means that everything just seems wrong at this point. So I think that might be the issue. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly
and
sure,
Red Ambassador actually brings up a good point too. I think one of the other problems is that people have taken this to lore. Like they've taken this to heart nowadays. Where back then, when cartoons were made or animated movies were made, people just, what you got is what you saw. And there was nothing really too deep about it, but I can tell you right now, people will literally go like articles out of their way to try to cancel the old animated Disney movies. We don't like the fact that Jasmine was dressed a certain way in Aladdin when she was under Jafar's when she was under Jafar for a little bit. You know that scene where Jafar basically makes her the slave?
Yeah.
Like obviously that's gonna have it won't stand the test of time as well. Hey, KJ.
Oh my gosh.
We got into a really in-depth discussion about breaking down the female character.
The turning reds?
Yes.
Did you just Did you just run?
Are you okay?
You okay?
Your heart sounds like it's about to burst out of your chest.
I'm back. I came running from the store. Yeah, I had to run outside and then run back home. So
I'm a little impressed with myself. I was able to keep the chat busy long enough for you to do all that.
Y'all are awesome for being patient with me. Tyrone, you're great as well. And thank you, Emmy, too, for helping contribute as well, buddy.
What did you get from the store?
A cupcake.
Did you get some milk?
A cupcake?
What?
Yeah. You wanted to get me a cupcake. I'm hungry.
Hey, I'm about to beat your ass. I had to get canceled on Twitch for talking about feminism so that you can get a fucking cupcake?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Hey, I didn't tell you to talk about feminism, so yeah, that's up to you, buddy. I'm sorry.
We're talking about Amy and it turned into that.
Well, because, we talked about Amy and what we think her portrayal is going to be.
She's going to be one of the Karens, basically, right?
Hey, see, that's my
God.
We just got done talking about this. God damn it.
Don't worry, I'll let's do it later.
Okay, thank you, Robzo. Robzo said it would...
cupcake?
Well,
Not
good.
a pie?
Robzo said it would...
have pies, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Robzo said this would be a good idea for a round table. So discussing the breakdowns of a female character. I can do that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the portrayal of the female character in fiction. I'll write it down. Give me a second. But KG, it's your show. Take it over.
Thank you, man. All right, let me just finish eating my cupcake and then we'll continue.
What kind of cupcake is it? For the baker and me.
It's a chocolate cupcake.
Okay.
I feel like if we ever... KG, what the fuck?
It's her fault. She got me talking while I'm eating, man.
I feel like if we ever enter a situation where Emmy is like near us, they'll be like, why'd you eat that cupcake instead of the one I worked so fucking hard to make?
I would be so mad if you ate like another one and I just freshly bake them. I'm like, here guys, here's the cupcakes. Like I can finally give it to you in person because like mailing them would cause it to come in 1,000 pieces and what's that? That's from Walmart. Oh,
yeah, that's a that's a Hostess cupcake.
What? KG, you took it from me. God damn it! Now I gotta change the joke. Fucking Emmy goes, Tyrone, what the fuck is this? It's Lil Debbie's. It's Lil Debbie's, bro.
That's not Little Emmy, so put that back.
All right.
It's not Lil Emmy's.
Damn it, bro. Okay.
I
forgot my drink. Hold on, I gotta go get my milk. I'm gonna go get my milk. I'll be right back, everybody.
Is it sad Lil Emmy sounds like it would be a legitimate snack brand? You got Lil Emmys, bro? You got some Lil Emmy?
Buy at your local Walmart. There's rollbacks today.
Yeah. They got little tiny tarts and shit.
Oh my god, yes.
And tiramisu and tiramisu squares.
Yeah, I just have a whole section just for Little Emmys, you know.
Lil Emmys. Lil Emmy's Bacon Shop.
Yes, let's go now.
Like,
Started
Jesus
something,
Christ.
Tyrone.
Yes, I regret it instantly.
I'll give you 2%. It's okay.
It still reminds me of when we were watching the guy make the Pikachu and Jigglypuff cakes or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, got the drink.
And KG, like when he's adding when he's adding the little butter or whatever, KG goes orange juice. Like
Orange juice.
Oh, we're talking about the stream we did the other day.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
when the baker was making like the Pikachu and Jigglypuff puffs.
And that was some good puff, bro. I'm just saying.
And I
You
like
were, though.
that. Yeah.
That was great.
It was a great
But
one.
obviously we have more stuff to talk about.
Do we really?
Like
Yeah, I'm
the-
just kidding. I know we
Like the
do.
Grookey episode.
Yeah, don't
Ah,
worry. We'll get
shit.
to that Grookey episode too as well because that's just as essential need to talk about too. But I know there's also another thing we need to talk about. So which one do you guys would prefer if we were to speak first about? Would you guys prefer to talk about the VAs returning, or would you prefer to talk about the Grookies?
Let's get
episode?
Grookey out of the way now.
Just
Yeah.
clear it out of the way. Don't even bother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, let's talk about it really brief and then move on to the important shit.
Okay, yeah, because the important shit I think is what matters the most, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me go and take care of that right about now while I go grab some episode images because I realized I didn't get that set up as well. So I'm gonna go
Well,
and
while
take.
you're
just to,
setting
like-
that up, I want to make a comment that I watched My Dress Up Darling. I watched 4 episodes of it, and KG, you sneaky bitch.
What happened, buddy?
You sneaky bitch. You didn't tell me what I was going to get into, even though you talked
Listen,
about
I recommend, and I stated no spoilers.
even though you talked about it several times.
I've talked about it for years. Okay.
Yeah,
For years.
and now I'm watching it, and ooh, I will say after watching the first 4 episodes feel like a movie. Actually, if you watch all 4 of those, because the way episode 4 ends, it kind of feels like a movie. Like it
Oh,
feels like the
man.
movie ending.
Dude, that ending. Listen, I mentioned before, episode 3 was going to be the episode that was going to set up a very important moment for the main character, Gojo. And then episode 4, you see his struggles to try to get everything done. But it's like what pushes him forward to continue to do what he does to cosplays and stuff. That has to be good shit, no?
Yeah,
Like he is an
if you-
MVP, bro.
If you just put those 4 episodes together without telling people there's a series involved and just end it after she did the cosplay, it feels like a movie. I mean, I know there's more, obviously, but that part felt like a movie. It feels like it feels like a legitimate movie than past. I felt a lot of things. It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. But you sneaky bitch.
Hey,
You
listen,
did-
man, I was telling you ahead, like, this is
No,
gonna
not
be.
even that. There's some scenes, bro. There's just some scenes.
Listen,
bro.
episode 2 was already strong with those scenes, okay?
Yeah, there's some you can't have my parents walk into my room scenes.
Yeah, let's go with that,
I
actually.
think they actually make a joke about that.
No, they do, because the
Yeah.
grandfather's around.
Yeah.
Good God, dog. I'm glad you did. Well, actually, what would you give it as a score for now, per se?
Well, for the first 4 episodes, I give it a solid 8. It's an
Okay.
8. Yeah.
Nice. I'm going to tell you right now, buddy, you ain't prepared for what's coming later. I'll say that right now. Especially because there was a bit of a controversy regarding her character in the recent episode, so there's that.
I know her and Nagatoro seem very similar in some ways.
In
Her and
some
Nagatoro.
ways, you are correct, yes.
Yeah, I can see the similarities, yeah. Although Nagatoro, she's got a whole bucket list of problems. Whereas Kitagawa, she's got problems, but they're not problems yet. Yet.
Well, well, you know what? I won't spoil it.
It almost feels like these 2 shows exist in the same universe.
Oh, man. Okay, what do you guys say? We go and talk about tonight's episode then.
Yeah.
So, bitch ass, grooky, motherfucking, goddamn, disgusting piece of green ass little bitch had an episode focused
Hey,
today.
G, what the fuck?
I hate it. You guys know how much I hate this. So, yeah, let's talk about this week's episode, the Grookey-sode. What is this episode titled again? Let me go and take a look. I do not see it anywhere here. The Bachinki with 1 stick. Otherwise known as the Thwacky with
Yeah,
one stick.
they gotta change that title in the dub, bro.
Listen, when I read
Really
Bachinky,
got
I'm thinking to myself, the Bitchinky or something like
Oh,
that.
see, KG, this image doesn't even look right when you said the thwacky with one stick. Oh no! No!
Where the other stick? Oh.
Oh
Oh, no.
Oh,
No, don't
God.
dig too hard into it. I swear to God, it's decent. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about this episode. So what is exactly going on in this week's episode of PM 2019? Well, allow me to read the summary real quick for y'all. Satoshi and Go are visiting the wild area in the Galar region where they encounter Bachinki. Go's Sarunari greatly admires its evolved form, but Bachinki are normally supposed to have 2 sticks. And for some reason, this one only seems to have 1, and there is a reason for it. What will Satoshi, Go, and Sarunari do with this Bachinki? Let us discuss it.
Da-da-da-da-dum. Sticks and stones, twackies alone. Da-da-da-da-da.
You know what? Let me pass this on to Emmy first because I know that, sometimes scheduling.
She's got to go early,
Yeah, so I would
Yeah.
like to hear Emmy's perspective first. So, Emmy, take it away, buddy. What did you
All
think
right.
about this week's episode of PM 2019?
All right, okay. So usually I rewatch the episode, but this time I'm like, it's Grookey. Why would I want to watch that twice? I didn't want to watch it once. This freaking Grookey monkey, stupid ass freaking monkey didn't leave. All right, it didn't leave. It had one job this entire episode, and it was to leave. All right, you know how mad I was at the end when Go looked at it and was just like, if you want to go, you can go, and he just jumped on his face like, nah, bro, I want to stay here, and I'm like, no, you were supposed to go and join a drum circle, okay? You were supposed to go and play drums for the rest of your life with this big family that apparently you had here, all right? You could have just left. I could have been happy, Like, Journeys could have been 1% better, It's
With 1% gone, it got 1% better.
Exactly. So it would have been nice if it left, but no, it didn't. But fine, I'll just review what I saw, I guess. So what happened? It didn't leave. I guess the cute moments were the Grookey and the Thwacky. I guess they kind of did the typical monkey things where the big monkey was trying to clean the little monkey, and then the little monkey was like, "Oh, thanks, man, I appreciate it." And the whole drumming thing, in my opinion, was kind of weird. I was just like, okay, so you know the episode of Phineas and Ferb where it was like, I ain't got rhythm? Yeah, that was this episode. That's exactly what
no
this
rhythm.
episode was. And then at the end, he was still offbeat. He still wasn't in rhythm. So I don't know what we accomplished this episode.
Oh,
but
man, I wish
honestly,
TSS was here. I want to hear his take.
Yeah, his musical take, because he's the music man, so he would have been perfect.
Exactly, yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know really what much to say on this episode other than Grookey didn't leave, and I'm upset about it. And here's the thing too. This episode should have happened so long ago. I think it falls under the same trap that last week's episode had, where it's like, oh, good episode, but this should have happened 50 episodes ago. So it's the same thing with.
I love Emmy.
I feel.
I love Emmy. She's doing my job for me. I don't even have to do this shit anymore.
Hey, Tyrone, everybody's been doing your shit these past 2 weeks, bro. What?
I noticed. It's been this week off has been great.
No, but I appreciate that. No, but it's true though. Honestly, Journeys has just been really hit or miss lately, and it's been a lot of misses more than hits. And even if it does hit, there's still a problem. So with this, I don't like the monkey. So I'm going to be watching this episode just being mad. But one thing I have to give credit to was I think the chat on, and I think when KG posted his reaction on the YouTube, which by the way, go and subscribe right now.
Thank you.
You see, no problem. You see the little chat go off when Grookey didn't leave. All you just see is all of us being like, no!
Shit! Like that.
I think that was my favorite moment from that entire episode. But I think, and also the curry was really cool too. So they made curry, which I'm like, galore! Hello! Food! Yeah! That's it. If I had to give this score, I would give this a 5 out of 10. Yeah, sure. I feel like that's too high, but I don't know, man. This episode, I'm just like, it's Grookey. I don't like Grookey. So do I
Yeah, you
care?
didn't like a character to
No.
begin with, so what happens when it has an episode dedicated to something you don't like? This happens.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so not much. That's it, I think.
All right,
Just
that's
mid. Yeah.
all right. Let me give my brief as well, and then I'll go and pass it to Tyrone. My brief input, I agree wholeheartedly, Emmy, with your statements that you said with your review. The biggest issue I do have for this episode, though, is that it was focused on not Grookey. That's my issue with this episode, because this is supposed to be development for Grookey, correct?
Yes.
And Grookey really didn't learn anything per se. The only thing that you could say he learned was the whole picking things out of the hair, which Grookey did at the end of the episode. This episode's focus was towards the Thwacky. Now, normally, I don't have issues when it comes to focusing on Mons in the background that tend to, do things on their own. And we always like Pokemon of the days when we get to see them be developed. I think that's always such a good thing. The issue comes at the part that our team is so underdeveloped. I don't want to develop what we have out there that won't be important later down the road. Allow me to see development for the team we currently have that should be focused on right now, especially if we're entering the final year of this series. I would like to focus more on that squad, no? So, Grookey really didn't learn anything in this episode. Grookey only was being used as a way to motivate the Thwacky to be better in the group. And that's really it. And Thwacky did. And Thwacky was like, okay, I'll stay with my squad. Even Go and Ash were like, pointed out, like, hey, remember that Thwacky you wanted to catch earlier, Go? Suddenly you don't want to catch no more, right? And Go's like, yeah, you're right. No longer need to capture that Mon. So it's like, well, all the development that could have been gone to the Grookey that could have happened is no longer present on screen. So there you go. So everything that we could have gotten didn't happen. Also, just to throw shits and giggles, because it is funny in a way to think about, Surfetch came back, which I thought was really nice.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool to get him to be brought back. In fact, we're going to be getting a lot of Clemont in the next coming weeks, because he's going to be appearing in the next episode, too. Here's the issue.
Yay.
In this episode, he was used to help train the Thwacky. In fact, he trained it so well that, again, our boy Surfetch gets his ass beat at the end of the episode. So, if you think about it. So, yeah, that unfortunate little duck got another L as well. I mean, to be fair, he did it to help train the Pokemon, but it is just kind of funny to think about that he came back to see another L. And according to the images we got for next week's episode, he's going to be getting another L soon. So, expect that when that time comes. But anything else I'm missing off the top of my head? The OST in this episode has been good, bro. Has been really good.
That was good.
Unfortunately, it's slapped
like
into an
unfitting,
episode
though.
with Pokemon I don't like, so scenes that are supposed to be emotional end up being funny to me. Like when the
Yes.
scene, when it plays the emotional
Grookey
scene
was crying.
and Grookey gets pushed by the Thwacky. Like, I gave it a round of applause moment during the emotional scene while I was playing the piano piece in the background. That shit was cinematic. That's cinema right there. But yeah, other than that, really, not much else can be added other than things that might have been missed out. Like, I didn't really talk about the hiker dude, who's a reference to the Sun and Moon games in the wild area. I like that he shows up and just poofs away immediately after, bro. That's just that had me in tears, bro.
That
So
sucks. It makes him seem like he was only there for that one purpose. And
he
then
was
left.
only there for
He
that
was.
one purpose.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Who goes around just like, hey, I'm here to just give people who are campers some shit.
Yeah, and it's like, wait, don't you normally trade some? Nah, not the anime version. The
do
anime
we-
version
do
only
we-
gives, never gets.
Do we pay you? Nah. Then how do you make a living? I'm so confused by your lifestyle.
Here's my question. Why?
But why though?
Yeah, but that's pretty much all I could say on that part. Overall, if I was to give it a rating, I'd probably give it about a 4 out of 10. So that's my take on it. Once again, nothing really. Despite the bad score that I gave it, it's nothing bad per se. Like, if you look at it for what it is on its own merits, this is a really good episode. Because it does focus on a Pokemon of the day. You get to see it grow. You get to see it development. On its own, when you separate everything that's attached to with this series, it's pretty okay. At best.
Cute.
But when you put it to Journeys and realize what we had to go through to get to this episode and what we haven't received yet with some of the Pokemon, then that's when the cookie crumbles here. And unfortunately, it crumbled real bad. So that's just how I feel personally with this episode. So that's my take on this week's review. So
I'm gonna interject real quick and be like, also remember, I think last week, I think Tyrone said it, where it was like, so like we have so many episodes left now, right? And I feel like they can't waste time. I feel like if we're looking at this episode, like how you were just explaining, KG, this is a waste of time.
because it is. Who benefited from this episode?
It's
if
supposed
not
to
for
be
the
movie, I
Thwacky.
think.
Yeah.
So,
Like, all right, I guess, like, think about it this way. Oh, yeah, maybe we'll lose, like, an episode of, like, the world, like, the Masters 8, but hey, at least the Thwacky can drum now, right?
you got a mean drum,
Right.
bro. You got a mean drum.
Yeah.
A Thwacky they'll never fucking see again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, actually, then we'll pass it on to you then, Taro. What do you have to say about it?
All right, so weirdly, I actually have some good sides and some downsides to this episode. I mean, you guys expected the downsides, but I do have some good sides.
Is it a
to this
Journeys episode if it doesn't have it?
To me, like, when I look at this episode, I always think back on the Flabebe episode, or like the, what was the other episode? The Flabebe episode, and there was another episode I thought was actually pretty good. Not the Kakuna episode, although that kind of follows the mold.
Magnemite episode?
The Magnemite episode was pretty good too. I think Pokemon Journeys weirdly does its best when they're literally doing their job, researching Pokemon. Like, I feel like the series was supposed to just be about that. And then somewhere along the line, they got all these other plots in there because they thought they'd be cool, I guess. I don't fucking know. And they got put under the pressure of trying to add these other plots. Well, some of the plots don't even get anywhere, like Leon's trip that he was supposed to take with Go and Koharu, that never even took off. Koharu becoming the Eevee girl rather than just this girl who discovers what she wants to be in a world full of Pokemon. Ash and Go get their own separate plots with Project Mew and the Pokemon World Championships, which would have been fine on their own, but the World Championships come so damn late. I mean, not the World Championships. Project Mew comes so damn late. I don't care about it. I don't. It always comes off as this thing that's, oh, by the way, that's a thing. And the World Championships has been mishandled to death. So they tried to fuse all these plots together, and I think it just became a mess. That's what happened, is that everything became a mess. But I do like when Ash and Go do get in an area and try to discover what makes a Pokemon tick. Almost like a Discovery Channel, but with Pokemon involved. I feel as though, if done well, they could have made a research series about Ash and Go just discovering the world of Pokemon. Obviously, they couldn't make it episodic. There'd be some episodes where Sakuragi goes, you need to travel out to the Arctic, and it takes them there in the Arctic for like 3 or 4 episodes in order to figure out about, I don't know, in order to figure out about, I'm trying to think, Regice or some shit. Like, I feel like this could have been a good formula if used in the way that I think this show was trying to portray itself off as. When's the last time Sakuragi actually assigns Ash and Go an actual research mission? Can't think of any. Not recently. Like, that's been the biggest problem. But looking into this episode, I actually like the idea that, oh, there's a Thwacky, but something's wrong with it. He has 1 stick instead of 2. And they even give Grookey some props. Grookey learns from Thwacky, which is it's good and bad. It's kind of irritating to see that Grookey acts very well with the Thwacky. That means you have the capability to be a sensible Pokemon. You just choose to be a fucking asshole. But regardless, we can give it the benefit of the doubt and say that because it's with its own kind, Thwacky knows how Grookey works better than the others do. But then that just means Go's a bad trainer. But you can't say anything bad about Go. No, Go's a bad trainer. Thwacky did a better job training Grookey than Go has in his 40 plus episodes of having it. So that's irritating, but it is interesting to see this relationship. We even see that the Thwacky isn't alone in this. Thwacky has a wife, he's got a kid, he's got a family. Like, that's interesting. What do you do when a Pokemon already has what's considered usually established as like a complete life, but it's not complete? It only has one stick instead of the two. It can't keep up with the others. And thus it feels outcasted, regardless of the fact that he has supporters. He has a son and or daughter. I don't know what the Grookey, the child Grookey is. And he's got the female Thwacky who likes, the male Thwacky who's supporting him. And they even get interesting at this by giving Grookey the ability to one-up Thwacky. Grookey can beat his stick faster. Oh god, that's a sentence. Can beat the stick, can use the stick faster than Thwacky can. Which means Thwacky has to learn something from Grookey now. The student has become the teacher. They're going back and forth. These are interesting elements. And it's very clear what this episode's supposed to be an homage to. It's the Pikachu goodbye episode. Same goddamn formula. With a little bit of the Bulbasaur episode in it, with all the other evolved forms of the grass Pokemon and then the leader being the final evolved form. Also, one little prop I like, it feels like they subconsciously listen to me. Rillaboom has the drum on the back. I like that. That's cool. Yes! I didn't want him carrying that drum every fucking where. That shit would have been stupid. I'm glad he has the drum on his back, and then he takes it out, and then it grows. Okay, that's weird. But I'm glad they at least listened to the drum thing. I like that. That's cool. Good on you, Journeys. I like the idea that Rillaboom carries the drum on his back and doesn't carry it around constantly. The video games don't do that good of a job because we don't see Rillaboom without the drum. We see him with the drum the whole time, so we can't imagine him what it's like without it. Here we get to see that. Outside of that though, it's borrowing elements from Goodbye Pikachu. They even do the part where it goes like, if you want to stay here, you can, which to the great dismay, he doesn't. But you can see it. Like, it's even nighttime when all this shit happens. He's with his own kind. He works better with his own kind. He's happy with the others. Yeah, it's the same formula. The exact same formula. The difference here is that with Ash and Pikachu, they went through things. They fought together. They went through challenges. They had their ins and outs. They had things that made me want to invest in them. Here, Grookey, I'm not connected enough with Grookey in its episode debuts to be emotionally attached to whether it leaves or not. And that's not just me vicariously shitting on Grookey. I legitimately am not connected to this character enough to want to go, oh yeah, I would be sad if this thing left, or oh, I'm happy this thing decided to stay with Go. I'm not attached either way because I frankly don't care. The Pokemon hasn't done anything to make me care. There's never been a challenge that Go and Grookey have had to go through together. Usually Grookey's the antagonist for most of these plots because he's the one that irritates the plot enough to where conflict has to happen. Here, we just have a situation where he's not the conflict, he's supposed to be the solution. But here, unfortunately, the only reason he's the solution is just simply because he's related to the Thwacky. But here, at this point, the plot's supposed, like KG said, the plot's supposed to be about Grookey, when in reality, it's about this Thwacky. This Thwacky that gets more character development than this Grookey has in the like 30 or 40 episodes that it's debuted. So it's like, how am I supposed to feel attached to this when the overlining structure of the episode is, this is a Grookey episode, but at its surface, it's a Thwacky episode. And then the other bad side, and we've moved into bad sides, by the way. The other bad side is, at the beginning of the episode, the whole episode starts because Go's in Galar trying to catch more Pokemon, and he just doesn't because there's no Pokemon out. And I'm like, guys, this whole show, or this whole series was revolving on that idea of Go catching a bunch of Pokemon. But yet again, you've made it so he can't do it, all for the sake of some dumbass joke. I'm like, it's hard for me to feel connected to this character who's narratively driven by the plot to catch every Pokemon when you're not even having him do it. Like, so that's already a problem in and of itself. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the idea that Ash and Go went out of their way to help this Thwacky, develop as a character. It's a shame we'll never see this Thwacky again, so it was a one-off. He's basically a character of the day. It makes for a nice little The World of Pokemon episode, but it does a terrible job in developing Ash, Go, and the main cast, who's going to develop later from this. And like I said, this is one of the episodes that's taken spot in the new opening season, where most of this shit has to be plot related. And yes, having Surfetch train him is a nice transition into the stuff that happens later, but it doesn't do a good enough job in, like, getting me invested because, again, this was supposed to be Grookey's episode, yet all these other Pokemon are getting the spotlight. Grookey helps, fine, but he doesn't, like, there's nothing Grookey gains from this at all. Remember when people were so excited that he could use Branch Poke for the first time in an episode that wasn't even his? He doesn't even get the luxury of learning a new move. They could have very much had him learn, like, Wood Hammer or some shit. That would have been kind of funny, actually, just to see. It'd be an Axew situation where Axew learns, like, these way too powerful moves, even though it's a baby. But yeah, they don't even do that. They don't take advantage of this at all, so it's just... like, I don't know. I guess I'll give it a 4. Yeah, I'll give it a 4. I think it's just, unfortunately, this episode came in at 1, like you guys said. It came at a wrong time. Emmy took my job for me. This episode came at a wrong time. We should have been at an episode like this for Grookey a long time ago. Also, there's a thing that can hurt this episode's score in the future. If Grookey continues to act like a fucking asshole, then what the fuck was the point? You could at least salvage, oh, this episode made Grookey a little bit more mature as a Pokemon. Nope. If Grookey continues to be an asshole in the next episode, then at that point, what has this episode really done?
That's just something we'll have to wait and see.
Right, so 4 out of 10. I don't know. It exists, and therefore it is. I want to feel for this episode, but it's impossible for me to do that.
Oh, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't even want to hate it. It's got a nice format going for it. It just, unfortunately, like, the delivery is too late and not well executed.
I just more so have issues with the fact that it, why did we get such a good episode? Or it could have been a good episode had Grookey already been developed beforehand.
Exactly.
But because our cast isn't so developed, it leaves everybody else who gets developed that much more, well, negatively looked upon is the issue. So
yeah, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, and that's been Journey's biggest problem too, is that they've been fucking around so long that by the time we need to actually develop these characters, it's not gonna happen. And this is with a smaller cast. Sun and Moon at least had the decency to develop the characters, if nothing else. Yeah, they had to scramble when a fucking league was coming up, but for the most part, the characters at least were engaging.
Mm-hmm. But unfortunately with this one, not so much.
Yeah.
Well, can't always win them, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it just makes me wonder about the future of how this is gonna go. And we're at episode 101, and now we're moving into 102. And it's like, in the next episode, oh, Gary and Tokyo are gonna be there. I mean, it's great. But Gary is going off of the premise that you know all of his appearances beforehand. If you didn't know who Gary was until Journeys, this would just come off as some dude that showed up for the 3rd time. And Tokyo, we've only seen him once. And his debut wasn't that great to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can agree to that. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait and see and find out together, though, when we get to that point.
Yeah.
All right, then. So that's our review, ladies and gents, on the latest information with the episode of PM 2019. We hope you guys enjoyed that segment. Now, with that being said, Tyrone and Emmy, I don't know if she's still around. She said gotta go? Okay, she said gotta go. Okay, left. Everybody give a thank you to Emmy. But secondly, Tyrone, we got one last thing to talk about.
I know.
And it's the big one. The one you've been anticipating because you were the one that was asking for this for so long, buddy, according to the world.
What? And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, everybody was saying you were so looking forward to this. You were the one that was clamoring this. You were the one asking for all of this, buddy.
I did?
Yeah, according to the internet, buddy. The internet never lies, does it?
Fair enough. I can't argue with that logic,
exactly.
even though I didn't want it.
So what do you say, man? Well, let's get into it. So, ladies and
Alright.
gents, as you guys already know, Clemont and Bonnie from the X and Y series are coming back, meaning that the entire X and Y cast has finally made an appearance in this series. Clemont, Bonnie, and Karina.
Yep.
And with that, everybody can be very excited to know that I think they're the second cast or the third cast to finally get the entire squad showing up on screen. I think, no, actually, no, the third, because the DP cast reunited in the Legends.
You want to get technical, when Iris showed up, we did a callback to Silent.
Yeah, but I mean, like, in person, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, it's just nice to see this kind of situation come through, and nice to see Clemont and Bonnie come back. In fact, it's going to be such a big deal, Tyrone, that it's going to be a 1-hour special event on April 1st. It's going to be a two-parter. We're going to be focusing on the first act of the episode with Clemont, Bonnie, and with something happening in Miya City or Lumio City. The second episode, though, is going to be another major one because it's going to be focusing on the Pokemon World Championships against an Elite Four member that hasn't made an appearance in the series, but was somebody a lot of people were hoping to see, but now is making her debut in this upcoming Journeys episode as one of the opponents Ash is going to have to face. However, Tyrone, before we get any further into the discussion, though, we also have to take an opportunity to go and read a little bit of what the voice actors and actresses have said regarding their return. So what do you say, buddy? We get to it?
Let's do it.
Alrighty. Yeah, thick dragon lady. Wait, what?
Oh, God.
I mean, it's up to you to interpret that, I guess. So let's go and let's get ourselves well into this. So let's read Bonnie's VA making an appearance. Maria Issei. So this is what she had to say. It made me really happy. I got to meet Satoshi's voice actress Rika Matsumoto and all the other people that took care of me back in the days of the Pocket Monsters X and Y series. And getting to play Eureka again made me the happiest of all. Unfortunately, I didn't get to record alongside Yukikachi, who plays Eureka's brother Citron, but since we spent about 3 years together in this dubbing studio, I could still hear his voice in my head when I read the script. So I was able to record my lines while being pretty sure how Kaji-kun would deliver his. If you are new to the Pokemon anime, I hope you'll come to love the innocent angel Eureka who loves to care for Pokemon, and I also hope you'll watch the Pocket Monsters X and Y series
Let's
as well.
go! Go ahead and promote the good one. Go ahead and promote the good one, girl. Go ahead. Tell them to watch some quality shows. Tell them to watch something better.
I love that she... I just love that they said if you're new to the Pokemon anime, go watch the X and Y series, bro.
Yep. You know what? That's my tagline, bro. If you're new to Pokemon, just go watch XY.
Yeah, so this is what she also had to say. Eureka is a girl who's too young to be a Pokemon trainer yet, which I think viewers close to her in age will be able to empathize with. The sibling interaction between her and Citron is really charming as well, so I really hope you'll get the opportunity to watch the Pocket Monsters X and Y series in addition to this episode. Wow, she had to say it twice.
Watch the Pokemon X and Y episode, and watch this episode too, because technically it's an X and Y episode.
You know, in fact, once you finish watching this episode, watch everything. Like, before you get to the Dressna fight, watch the entire X and Y series, and then come back to this episode.
I just imagine the Simpsons meme where they're like, where it shows the Journeys fans, if they could read, they would be very disappointed right now. Oh, it's a harmless joke, by the way. Don't go uprising on me. But I love how her tagline is "Go watch the XY series." Let's go. Go ahead.
All right, so that was her statement. So let's go now and read Clemont's. Why don't we then? So let's go into Clemont's side. So here's what Clemont's VA Yukikachi has to say. I had heard rumors that
Aaron Yeager.
Yeah, Aaron Yeager came chat for this one, bro. He coming to kill. He's coming to kill. But this is what he has to say. I heard rumors that characters from other series have been appearing one after another. So I had been hoping Citron one day would as well. And I'm really happy that dream came true today. And it's both siblings, too. I think of the 3 years I spent dubbing the Pocket Monsters TV show as an indispensable masterpiece of my voice actor life. It was a time filled with learning and twinkling. When I appeared in the show this time, I went to the dubbing session picturing what Citron's life had been like after the conclusion of the Pocket Monsters X and Y series, hoping I could show that I had grown a bit as an actor since last time. The Pokemon Dubbing Studio is a place for passion and fun. As far as this episode goes, I think you might consider it a character analysis that truly makes you feel what Citron is like as a person. However, this battle against Satoshi is really well made too, and you should get to hear his signature catchphrase, Citronic Gear on, as well. Don't miss the scene where the siblings reunite with Satoshi, Pikachu, and the other either. It's really emotional. I'll hope they'll make another appearance after this, preferably one where they interact with Go. The Pokemon world is infinitely wide, so there's no doubt things will get even more exciting in the future. I hope both existing X and Y fans and those that gain an interest in X and Y from this episode will get the opportunity to watch these two characters' journeys in its entirety. It's the most wonderful story of all. Regards, Yuki Kaji.
So this man basically said, I hope the next time I voice Clemont, he actually interacts with the character that's introduced in Journeys and not fucking...
That's what he says.
That's kind of sad. I mean, but that's always been my comment on
Thank you
Pokemon.
for the follow. Much appreciated.
Thank you. That's always been my comment on Pokemon Journeys, though, is like, whenever an old character is brought back, Go usually gets the shaft. He usually gets yeeted off to the bleachers, where all he can really do is ask questions so he can have better context as to what happens.
He's basically listen, you might not understand it, and the viewers do, but since you don't, we have to figure out how to write it properly into the show, so Here we go.
I remember when Misty came back in AG, May didn't lose a single step in that. She was doing that whole Maze Expedition joke for a while, so she still kept her character front and center even though Misty showed up. She never fell backwards. And that's why I liked May a lot. Because even though Misty came back, she didn't lose spotlight because of it. Whereas here, Go doesn't get anything out of this deal. You can remove him entirely and no one would care.
No one would notice. In fact, even the voice actor's like, man, I wish I did shit with him.
Yeah.
I also find it funny that so in the chat, Adrian says, AOT gonna end with Erin saying Citronic Gear on. God, that's gonna be the anime ending right there that you all were asking for the original
I hope
story.
his inventions actually work. I hope they don't explode. I made a tweet today, and I don't know if you saw it. I said the number of inventions that blew up before his battle with Ash was 18. The number of inventions that blew up after his battle with Ash was 8.
They're gonna bring the gag back. I mean, it's in the opening.
Yeah, but that's stupid. That's it's the same thing that Terrell said with Iris calling Ash a little kid. That joke is nice in series, but it has to end here because it shows he's developed. He's gotten better. So you're gonna ruin that for nothing more than it's funny. Like,
you know what could be a good alternative then to kind of make it passable? If it wasn't Clemont's machine that broke by itself, it was more so somebody touched it or interacted with it that caused it to trigger.
He's gonna hit it.
There's your problem again, Tyrone.
His only invention that didn't blow up is his cake laser divider. No, there's several inventions he made that didn't blow up. Grookey blew it up. God damn it. Yeah, he's had some inventions that have actually served their purpose.
So what do you think, Tyrone? What's your take on this whole situation with the return? Well, not situation, but like this celebration of X and Y, because they are being used to celebrate the 25th anniversary.
I'm weirded out that X and Y specifically is getting celebrated when, like, Sun and Moon didn't even get this treatment, and it was the last one to show up. Like, it was the last series before this series. I don't know. It's weird to me that X and Y got this much love. And the others, I guess because they didn't for a while. I mean, we got Karina stuff, but what about that? I don't know. What about the machine that helped Ash and Greninja? That machine did not blow up. That actually worked. It's successful. Both of them actually, the tiny Clembot and the pulse maker thing. But anyway, it's weird that they did this. I don't know if they're doing it for a specific reason or just, X and Y was just a very popular series at that point. I mean, as an X and Y fan, I guess I am happy for that. I'm glad for that. But I'm more happy for the fact that, what's her name? The dragon lady?
Drasna?
Drasna. I'm glad she's showing up. Nothing against Clement and Bonnie, but I've seen them already. I know their characters. I know what they're capable. They're not really going to do anything here that's going to make me go, oh, that's different. Drasna is completely new. We didn't get to see her in X and Y because she didn't really serve a purpose in X and Y, so there was no point. So it's interesting to see that, yes, now we have all of the Kalos Elite Four animated now, and they serve a purpose. That helps expand and give context better, but I say that helps Journey's case better, and I've never been against a character being, from an older series being, well, this wouldn't be an older series. I wouldn't be against a character being brought back or being brought up in a different context in order to give them some development that they otherwise didn't get before. And that was one of the reasons I liked XY, was because they treated the gym leaders better than they did in the video games. In the video games, we just get like a basic cookie cutter description of who they are, and then once you battle them and beat them, that's it. The anime dives deep into them to make them interesting. So I actually like that. I like that formula. So I'm glad that Drasna's, I like that she's there. But Bonnie and Clement, it's not that I don't like that they're there. I just, like, I've seen them at their best already. So here, they're filling up that quota of, okay, we need to have them come back. I mean, and I'm at least glad that Clement's helping Ash train for the most part. That's a nice use of his character, at least. And it does continue with the theme of what the others have been doing beforehand. Even in X and Y, all of Ash's companions help him. I don't understand this whole thing that people have always got where it's like, oh, XY Ash is a badass all by himself and blah, blah, blah. And he's a stale character for it because he's too competent. And that. No, he states at the very beginning, the only reason he got that far was because of everybody. You can see it in the Viola fight. When he loses against Viola, Serena's the one to help pick him back up and give him and tell him the mindset, Ash, even when I remember you as a kid, you never gave up until the very end. And then, so that picked Ash back up. Like, mentally, that picked him back up. Clement invents an invention that allows him to recreate the sticky webs to help with Ash's training. Bonnie cheers them on. And then after Ash beats Viola and gets the badge, Ash goes, this badge is all of our victories. I think people tend to forget that. So I like this. In the sake of his character, I like that Clement is helping Ash just simply because it fits with the theme of the XY gang helping each other out. I think it's just hard to find it that way because everybody looks up to Ash in that series. But it's because they look up to Ash that they're inspired to help him and uprise him. It's the thing that keeps him level-headed. It's the thing that stops him from becoming depressed like Alon did when Alon got betrayed with Team Flare. The problem with Alon was that he was the exact opposite. He was competent, but the downside was that he was pushing people away. He pushed Professor Sycamore away. He pushed Marin away. He pushed all the people close to him out of his vicinity. So when he fell, he had nothing to pick back up on. That's why he admired Ash so much. And when he said that line that people hate, you always seem to be beating me, he's not talking about a battle sense. He's talking about in character. Ash has had a better character than Alon because Ash was the character that helped Alon get his shit together. Alon was very much this battler who slowly became bitter as time passed. So to where the point where he started battling just to battle, where he couldn't afford to lose, versus battling for fun. When he saw Ash, it sparked and went, oh, he battles for fun. That's right. This is what I used to be before, this shit got weird. So it's good to see that the XY characters are acting appropriately to their character. I'm just glad that they're doing that. That invention blew up that one, the invention blew up that one time, but it actually helped Ash get an idea for the strategy against Viola. Exactly. But yeah, so I'm glad they're at least having Clement be competent in that. And I want, well, it's not really so much what I want. What I'm expected to see, hopefully, is that they stick with that. And remember, Clement's, last debut was a really good one. People hate the episode because it's Greninja leaving. But that episode, if you look at it from Clement's perspective, was fucking fucking dope for him. He whoops Zorosik's ass. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Everybody was too angry at Frog leaving.
Yeah, I know. People were mad. Whatever. But he made like the jamming machine that was able to track Dr. Zorosik so that he knows where he is so that Ash and Greninja could find him. He tricks him. Dr. Zorosik tries to get Clemont in order to use his science for evil against Ash and the others, and Clemont like fakes him out to make it look like he's about to do it, then changes up on him and tricks him. Clemont beats the fuck out of Zorosik in that episode, and I think people don't remember that. So we're talking post XY Clemont, and I'm afraid they're gonna go back to gym leader battle Clemont, where where Bonnie's gotta propose to some woman and Clement's gotta go and then do the A-palm arm.
Well, to be fair, that was still even in XYZ.
Yeah, I know. I think it got reduced a little bit in that one, though. The joke was getting worn down. And then he's got to do that thing where it's like, I invented a thing, and then it blows up, and everybody's got afros, and
Ash is going to be scientist, so cool.
I don't, if that joke comes back, that's fine. I mean, that's what
he did that literally in one of the earlier episodes of JN as well.
Yeah, he was consistent.
That's the thing. Yeah.
That's fine, but this, I hope that he doesn't. I just don't want to see a regression. I want to see a competent Clemont, so that the show holds his own with what that character is. But there's not really much you can do outside of that. If Koharu is in the episode, Bonnie will probably do it. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, nobody's talking about Koharu from this episode in any preview shots that I've seen so far. So I don't know.
I don't think so. But those are my overall thoughts. Is I don't want him to come back and be regressed. We've had it happen so many times at this point that my hopes are very low. But the voice actor already said it himself. He wanted him to interact with Go more, but so obviously he's not doing that, which is already strike the fuck one.
Yeah, something's odd with that part. But I mean, I think to me personally, Tyrone, I am kind of happy with this because, well, we get the X and Y family again for another round. I like that. Yeah. It's nice to see them come back. I know it's we
get 3/4 of them, but
yeah, but the thing that makes me happy about it is that, in a way, this is appropriately fitting because we don't see Clemont in any other part of, the world. He's in his area. He's in his gym. So he's still doing things. That in itself should speak about him still being as a gym leader, his development after being more competent as a gym leader and becoming more confident in himself. I think that's important. If we see, Ash and Go arriving at a gym, for example, and then they see Clemont taking down a trainer or something before they reunite with Ash and the gang, I think that would be a nice little subtle way to just show the development that Go had received, that he's doing the thing that he left off in the X and Y series, if they go in that approach, of course. Now, another thing I want to note as well that I really am also very excited about with this episode too is just the fact that we get to see something that, I was really hoping to see more of, and that is influencing Ash's development to tie into the narrative that we are currently caught in right now with the PWC.
I wonder how they're gonna do that song by way of the
Route 4 or whatever it is.
Yeah, the Clemont invention song they're
gonna bring it back. I mean, you've seen the images. Yeah, the images show Sirfetch'd with a bunch of weird looking pox stings around its body, so that in itself tells us the inventions is back. And also, Clemont's going to have some role on that. It looks like to be a new Bond phenomenon, as you could call it. And I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. But yeah, so they're bringing back the tropes, the humor, the fun that I think the X and Y cast had when they have those kind of fun episodes.
And I'm gonna do a brief plug here. For you guys in the chat, if you guys want a full description of how I feel Clemont's character is, Lumio's trainer Zach a while back made a video where we did the XY anime reviews, where he invited a bunch of people in order to be guests in that, And I play a role in that video too, where I discuss like a lot of things. I discuss the Team Flare arc. I discuss Ash's team. I discuss well, not the Ash's team. I'm sorry. I discuss the battles. Sorry, I discuss the battles, Ash's team, and Clemont in that whole section of that video. So if you want to watch that to give some context before we see Clemont come back, watch that video. I go into depth with his character there.
There you go, chat. So what else we got to talk about?
Link.
Go on.
I said I even put the link.
Oh, nice. So there you go, chat. If you want to learn more a little bit after this, then that's a perfect way. Or if you also want to learn more about his character, watch the X and Y series if you haven't yet. Like what the voice actors are saying.
Yeah, like Bonnie's telling you, watch the fucking series.
Yeah, after watching
Watch the fucking show.
After watching this series, go watch the X and Y series. I highly doubt you'll be mad about it, except maybe for the ending, because it's over. But yeah, I have not much more to say other than I'm excited for this. I like when I see the cast being involved with the narrative that we're currently caught in. So seeing Clemont being helpful to Ash, which they did in the X and Y series with like Ash Greninja and studying the movements and flow between those two. They're kind of incorporating that now here with Ash and Sirfetch'd, and I'm really excited on that alone. So it's going to be nice to see Clemont bring his tech savvy smartness into the mix, and to see Bonnie, well, I don't know what Bonnie's going to do, but hopefully Bonnie will contribute some sort of a comedy thing that we're lacking oh so greatly. And the cuteness, you're correct on that part. God, listen, I always criticize and joke around with X and Y, but people have to understand, I love X and Y. I really do. I just have a persona that just makes me hate every series that we follow up on.
You can't come back. You can't come back.
Hey, listen, don't worry. I hate Sun and Moon now, so I mean, there you go. But
once you leave out that door, you can't come back.
Tyrone?
No. Hello, cops. Yeah, there's an intruder at my fucking house.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, no, he's here. No, I don't know. I've never seen him before.
Oh my God. Yeah, so like I stated, I'm just happy. I really am. I can't wait to see what they're going to do about the narrative and the PWC. That's the one thing I'm excited for the most. Like how exactly, because if you recall, Ash knew about the fights that he will have beforehand. So like about a week's notice and whatnot, right? And then he'll probably learn in that episode, oh shit, it's going to happen in the league in the area where I lost. So it also happens to be in Lumio City. Oh my God, I can go visit my friend around there and he can help me too. So I feel like I could see how the story is going to play out, and I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I can't wait to see Citron's, Eureka, and Ash together again. You know what it'll be like? It'll be like the original first 2 episodes of the series.
Yeah, I was gonna say when the series started off, Ash was traveling with them.
Yeah, except there's some weird blemish.
Serena doesn't show up until episode 4.
Nah, dress up, go as Serena, and there you go. Nobody will bat eye on that part.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, listen, even the actor was like, yeah, I wish this shit would go. So, I mean, might as well do something else, I guess, the fans.
Yeah, I mean, but that, like, we talk about this and that's like a big problem to me. To me, that's a big problem. If you can't even get Go to interact with the other characters, people have been liking, the thing that people have been liking about Journeys the most is the shit that has nothing to do with Journeys. Most of the shit people talk about is the characters that are returning, and I know people always attack me and say, oh, but that was the point of this series. It's supposed to be an homage. Then why introduce new fucking characters then? If your main goal was to pay homage to all these older characters, yet you lean on the idea of these newer characters, you barely develop them, then you bring back old characters which outshine the new character. What direction are you trying to go exactly, Journeys? What are you doing? What's your target? Is your target the old time fans? If so, then obviously you need to make sure you research your old time scripts and make sure that you do these characters justice rather than getting the Dawn treatment or the Irish treatment or the Karina treatment where they all get smacked by weaker Pokemon to show that all that training they've been through was for naught. Or do you relate to the new demographic where you increase the new characters and make them like characters that you can grow to love? I mean, even in this example right now, people are so excited to see Clement and Bonnie. But why is that? Is it because in XY they brought back all these old characters and then Clement and Bonnie occasionally had like screen time? No. X and Y was completely devoid of all that old shit because it didn't need it. It was telling a story that it wanted to tell. I mean, yes, Stephen Stone came back, but he that was a different Stephen Stone. Like, let's face it, they didn't do much with Stephen Stone and AG anyway. But going back to the main point, is like, we liked these characters so much because, at least in the terms of X and Y, not counting the video games, they were original characters. Not counting the video games. They were characters that we grew to love and learn and be attached to. And it's hard to do that if you have another series constantly coming in every time going, hey, remember us? Hey, remember us? Hey, remember us? Like, how do you do that and then expect Go and Koharu to have the exact same memories as like the characters that we hold so near and dear? We're excited to see these older characters come back because we remember the times that they brought to the series. What am I going to be excited for Go about? The time he kind of talked to Gherkin that one time? Like, it's just, I'm sorry, like, he hasn't done enough for me to even want him to come back. But that's the problem, is that you focus so hard on this selling point of bringing back these old characters that you didn't even get the chance to develop your new characters first. I wouldn't have even been against the bringing back the older characters if at the start of the series they focused more on the characters that already exist. But no, the series clings on to this idea of we need our old cast to come back to carry the weight of this series that doesn't have the decency to carry the series itself. Koharu's just now figuring out that she likes Eevees or some shit. I don't know. Like, bruh.
She's some Eevee scout girl.
And Go is on his, like, 4th mission in Project Mew. This is Project fucking Mew. You would think something that important would be front and center. But it's not. His goal is to catch a bunch of Pokemon, but as of recent few episodes, he hasn't caught shit for real except for 1, maybe 2 Pokemon. Go used to have episodes where he literally would catch a bunch of Pokemon just to show that he's actually working towards his goal of catching a bunch of Pokemon. But recently, he's been the Cinderace, use Pyro Ball background character for the most part. It's just, I'm sorry. This ain't it. This ain't it. Also, I want to point out, Dana has showed up in this show a lot.
Yeah, showed up in the Wickstrom episode, showed up in like the... Why hasn't Go caught it to Dene?
No, I don't want him to do that.
All right, one last thing to note,
I don't
Tyrone.
need Dene to rot in the fucking Sakuragi's lab.
I'm not kidding, this shit just came out not too long ago, Tyrone.
Are you kidding me?
Not a poster, but this was from Koto Koto. We actually got some updated information about the upcoming episode, Tyrone. So you ready for me to read it real quick?
Put it on screen.
All right. Well, there's not really anything new per se on it. So I'll just post this Bonnie image you see right now. That'll be fine. Satoshi versus Elite Four what was her name? Dresna. The next setting for the PWC is going to be in the Kalos region. It's a fierce fight with the Kalos region Elite Four member Dresna challenging a super strong opponent in a hyper class match. Satoshi fights using Surfetch and Uno la la la. In other words, none other than Mr. Fish himself. How powerful is this team? I wish we knew, because if they actually developed, we would have known. Dresna, she's a dragon type trainer as well as one of the Elite Four. She has a keystone on her hand. Will she use Mega Evolution?
No, she'll just sit there and watch it, like, be on her wrist. I hate that question.
Here's another. Okay, so we get to see what 2 Pokemon she's going to be using in this upcoming fight. She's going to be using, of course, Altaria, which is a dragon / flying type. It may look cute, but... And then the other one, ladies and gents, Big Reliable is back, ladies and gentlemen. Noivern is going to be the second mon that she's going to be using. It is you know what it is? I love the description for Noivern. Remember what I told you with this other one where it's like, it looks cute at least. Noivern, it's a flying dragon type Pokemon. That's it.
Okay, what? And what else? I knew that. Yeah. I could have told you that.
That's it. That's all you get, buddy. Now, let's go to Mr. Fish. It prefers biting Satoshi to battling.
Nobody noticed.
Mr. Fish starts flurrying around during the battle. Is it in trouble? And then, of course, Sir Knight, come on. It's the key to this episode's battle. Keep your eyes on it. Sir Fetch has a secret plan. Wait and see how it all ends. Can they win? April 1st is a 1-hour special. Satoshi and Citron special friendship training. Satoshi and Citron do special Pokemon battle training in the Kalos region. And then something happens with Sir Fetch. And then, of course, the second episode, Hyperclass versus Elite Four Drasna. The PWCS opponent is the highly skilled Drasna who's ranked 12 in the Hyperclass. Can he win against this strong opponent? You know what it is? It's so weird to me. But the way these two episode titles are back to back, they feel sort of X and Y-ish. Like,
Yep.
don't they? Because it's like back to back to back.
Actually, you know what? Now that I have a comment on that now. I love the fact that X and Y had to do an hour special because there's no way in hell, based on X and Y's format, you're going to do episodic shit. There's no way in hell. You have to make it a cohesive story.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I ask for, Tyrone, is if they really wanted to seal the deal and be in a really solid fight or an hour special, let Bonnie and Clemont be in the second episode, bro. Come on, please. They're literally in the same area.
Yeah, it would be kind of stupid if they didn't show up in the audience at least.
Yeah, they're right there, bro.
Hell,
if Karina was here for that, then why can't these two? And they're in the same city.
I think Bonnie could be a better fucking spectator than Go. She's been a better spectator than Go.
You know what? Actually, that would make sense because like maybe Clemont was. Oh no, wait. Clemont can't have an excuse. He has this Clement bot to take care of the gym.
Yeah.
Whenever he goes out, so theoretically he has no excuse to stay back.
Yeah, Clement usually substitutes if Clement can't be there. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the perfect counter to not. You know what it is? It's a great way to have him be in the league fight or watch the league fight while not having to interfere with his gym duties and doesn't ruin his character narrative at all. Because at the end of the series of X and Y, that's the whole point of Clement's character. He was able to finally find something that he could call his own and be proud about it, you know, so.
I think the reason they couldn't have Drasna in the first time around in X and Y was because most of the Dragon-type Pokemon, I think, were taken.
Yeah, Noivern was taken, Gudra was taken.
Gudra was taken by Ash as well, so the major Dragon Pokemon were gone, so Drasna couldn't really do anything.
Altaria was taken.
Well, yeah, and she's showing off Mega Evolution, but that's under the premise that there were Mega Evolution Pokemon for Kalos, which there weren't. Altaria is a Hoenn Pokemon at the grand
Isn't
scheme.
Lucia coming as well, and she uses Altaria?
Yes.
Damn, we're getting a lot of Mega Altaria shits happening.
Yeah, we're getting, a lot of unless they change her Pokemon up for the thing.
Yeah. Dragal just stay underwater.
Yeah,
yeah Dragal dead. But yeah, not much more can be added, at least in terms of my side. I really just am looking forward to it. I'm positively optimistic
now, what's
about
gonna
it.
bug me is the way the battle looks, because here
You can bring back the characters, but you got to bring back what makes it X and Y.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, y'all signing a check, y'all just simply can't cash because the battle has to look spectacular, but it's not gonna look XY good. So you brought all the XY shit back, but you forgot to bring the most important XY thing back.
Now, the only counter I could say to that, Tyrone, is if they can't bring the 3D camera back, they do a really good 2D background. Like, you know, like, the best episode to summarize that is the Ash versus Misty fight in Sun and Moon.
Yeah, oh yeah, that fight's good.
But it's also because of the way the background was. Like, that's not 3D, that's all 2D drawn.
Yeah,
so, like, if they bring that kind of thing.
Hell, some of the parts of Ash versus Kukui's fight are fucking phenomenal.
Especially the final episode, to be exact.
Yeah,
with the Ultra Beast against Tapu Koko. When they were fighting, like, you see the grass paving.
Yeah, Guardian Dialola.
Oh, God, bro. I want to see that fight again later.
Yeah, that's a good fight. Yeah, that's I've already agreed that's one of the better fights, not just in Sun and Moon, just in
general, yeah.
That's just a really good fucking fight.
You'll get what they're giving us, Tyrone. This is Journeys, not X and Y.
Unfortunately, I know that. That's the problem, though, is that X and Y's battle spoiled me. That's the problem.
I'm just saying, man, if they get
They spoiled me. They spoiled me hard.
You know what it is? Because, like, theoretically, the director of X and Y has been working on an episode of, Journeys. I mean, if he's responsible for the hyperclass battle, he might slide in something, but I don't think it's gonna be anything
Look at
groundbreaking.
me like, yeah, I see the problem. Your story isn't fucking good.
Well, I can't fix that, but I'll at least fix this fight.
I don't know. I know we get what we get and don't throw a fit, but goddamn, yeah. When you watch XY battles, you get spoiled. It's unfortunate.
Listen, man, if the first gym battle could be spectacular looking, and it's not even the best fight in the series, bro. That's
Not
just
even the gym leader
that's
fight.
like the taste. The
Ash's
taste.
regular fight against Clemont from episode 1 was like top notch, bruh. I'm so well. We'll just have to wait and see. That's all.
Hell, even the Pokemon battle against Fletching was good too.
Oh my! The best wild battle I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I think that was the only one aside from Halucha, if I can recall.
Next to Pikachu versus Tailo. That shit was the bomb.
Yeah, listen, man, it just shows you bird Pokemon have some pretty cool things that we don't know much about, except the Starly, unfortunately. But that's only because Pikachu wasn't involved, or Froakie. So yeah, but yeah, only time will tell. Only time will tell, Tyrone. Will this episode deliver? Will it not? It's only something we'll have to wait and see. But for now, what do you say we go and wrap things up for tonight then, buddy?
Yeah, I think we've done all we can here.
I think so too. I'm very happy with how this week's session of the PokePod went down, honestly. Very happy indeed.
Yep.
So, with that being said, ladies and gents, we are going to be wrapping up tonight's session of the PokePod World Podcast. Once again, everybody, you've all been amazing. Thank you all for your insane love and support. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to follow us here on the channel. If you haven't yet, you can also subscribe to the channel, unlock some brand new emotes that you could use to help us out here as well. And of course, don't forget to follow us here on Twitter over at KG Prestige. Make sure to go and do that. And last but not least, if you want to catch up on past PokePod sessions, visit us on the PokePod World over on YouTube to watch all of our sessions that we've done thus far, plus some VODs along the way. Now, before we go and truly wrap things up for tonight, allow us to go and talk about the shenanigans we will find ourselves in tomorrow, because unfortunately, the world of Pokemon Legends Arceus has finally came to an end. You know, I'm kind of sad that it ended, Tyrone. I'll be real with you. But I really had a fun time with it, though. I really did.
I did too. Yeah.
Yeah, but now I feel like I could put that game to the side and no longer think about it again. I already got a lot of shinies. I'm happy. I don't want to get spoiled by shinies, damn it.
That's the curse of the Pokemon games as of recent.
But, you know, it's not a bad thing. I love the experience, but I don't really need to go back. You know what it is? I don't want to ruin the experience. You don't want to oversaturate what fun you had with it, if that makes sense.
No, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it is. So that's going to be my take on that. But now we got to figure out, Tyrone, what it is we're going to be doing throughout this week, buddy. So tomorrow,
we got to try not to laugh. We got to try not to laugh tomorrow.
So yeah, so tomorrow, ladies and gents, we're going to be doing something a little bit different this time around. Ladies and gents, we're going to be having a reaction night tomorrow kind of thing. So the way things tomorrow is going to work is going to be funny. We're going to be taking, think of it like a filler sode, where we're going to be looking at hilarious compilation videos. And we're going to be trying to do ourselves challenges, whether to break or make for us. Will we survive? Will we not? Will we laugh or burst into tears? I don't really know, but I hope you guys are looking forward to it. In fact, Tyrone, I was going to say, let's add a little extra to that mix. I wonder, is it going to be you, me, and Terrell? Terrell's coming tomorrow?
Yeah, it's you, me, and Terrell.
Okay. I was going to say, let's all have our webcams on and all have it all on screen.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, because that way, because we need all three of them to be present so we could actually see what the hell we're looking at. Because we won't, you know, the whole premise is that we want to make sure we don't, what's the word? We want to be sure that we don't laugh or at least make a smirk or something, you know, so we don't fake it and not like mute our mics and whatnot. Yeah. So are we choosing the videos or you guys are? It'll be a mix of both. So if you guys have anything that you'd like to give us, do let us know by sending us links, or you can, you know, tell us about things that you would like for us to watch during the middle of those sessions, and we'll gladly choose some from the audience. So make sure to tune in tomorrow for that. I don't know how long or chaotic it'll be, but I think it'll be a fun experimental stream. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Now for Wednesday. First off, I want to apologize for last week. As you guys already know, I was out for a while. For like Wednesday and Thursday, I was just no longer present on screen because I unfortunately had got hit with a very nasty virus. So with that, I was unable to do my session of Pokemon Coliseum, and of course was unable to join you and Terrell on Monster Hunter. I'm sorry about that, buddy. Couldn't help you on that part. But I'll be able to join you guys this week, so that'll be a lot of fun. But for Wednesday, yeah, we are going to be doing... Wednesday, we're going to be doing the Pokemon Coliseum playthrough. Thursday, Monster Hunter. So make sure to go and get that set in motion, ladies and gents. And then, of course, Friday, we're going to be getting into Reaction Night once again. So, yeah. That's going to be it for me, though. What about you, Tyrone? What do you got planned?
Okay, so like you said, on Tuesday, we're doing a Try Not to Laugh challenge. On Wednesday, we're continuing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monster March along with Natalie for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. So we'll be doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then for Monster March, we're doing Monster Hunter Rise with the gang. So Squad 3 Thursday. We've got Monster Hunter Rise. And then finally, we ended off on Sunday with Final Fantasy X.
Nice. Oh, but yeah, you're right. It is going to be Reaction Night still on Friday, chat. But we'll also follow it up with a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe session because the DLC comes out this Friday, Tyrone.
That.
I mean, we could do it on Friday, and then we could also probably do it on Tuesday, depending on what else the next Tuesday is going to have.
May or may not be able to join you for the Friday thing.
No, but that's why we'll talk more about it in Tuesday's stream, or whatever we'll plan for the next Tuesday. We'll keep you guys up to date on that part. But anything else off the top of my head? Donnie has done nicely to provide the links to our buddies TSS, who will be streaming on Friday for his Persona 3 shenanigans. Terrell, of course, will be having his streams throughout the week, so make sure to check him out. And then, of course, his Kingdom Hearts streams on Saturdays at 10, which most of us tend to be there together. So if you want to see more of the cast together, that would be a good place to go and check that out. Of course, TSS will also be having his Kingdom Hearts playthrough on that day earlier within the day, actually, in Saturday. So make sure to check that out, too. Anything else I'm missing? No, that's it. So I believe we should be good to go. No, Tara? To wrap up tonight?
Yep.
All right, then. Let's end it then. Thanks, everybody, once again for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoy. Love, take care, as always. TSS is not here, so Tyrone, would you like to say any magic words?
Wash your fucking hands.
Thank you, buddy. And we'll talk with all you lovelies later in whatever video we make. Take care, and as always, make sure to have yourselves an awesome day. Bye, everybody. Much love. Night-night.
I gotta go get my Sonic ticks.